Gotta love that constant page refreshing shit. Let's try this.
Is it?
This will be better.
Is it coming through?
Yes. Okay, we're good now. And now for proper promotion. Promotion. Promotion!
I might actually...
We'll have to give ourselves a promotion!
Snooping as usual, I see. Now, is OBS going to give us a golden gay time again like yesterday? At the moment it's fluctuating, but between 900 and 1200, so it seems to be behaving just flandaciously. And oh, heartbeat, hearty heart person, heart town, did you forget that Germany is an hour ahead of the UK? Get out of the future. Or are you secretly part of the Future Foundation? Oh! Except, Heather and I were theorizing, I should bring the face cam up. Heather and I were theorizing, and now I suspect that the Future Foundation probably aren't the bad guys, like, at all, so...
Ha! What was that?
What was what?
There's... hang on. There's, like, a point where, like, you go from, like... You know, here's what's going on, and well, just here... Can I get a hanya? Hanya!
I can't go that high anymore.
No, never mind.
I used to be able to do a convincing Yoshi voice, and I just can't anymore. Oh, no, it sounds
good.
too much like someone trying to do a voice. It's just not.
How dare! How dare you try to do the voice you're trying to do?
I could voice act, just not this specific voice. I could voice act myself.
Hello everyone, I am Tessellating Hexagons, played by Tessellating Hexagons.
How is that for
I
an
know what I
impression?
said, damn it.
That was my
Wow,
impression of
Tess,
Heather
that was
impersonating
really
me.
bad. How do you even sound like you like that? That was terrible.
Well, you see, the secret is bees.
That's a me thing, though. I am the bees.
I invented
Don't you
bees.
know this?
Well, you see, exclusive.
See, actually, the whole Bee movie was actually a self-autobiography, so...
A self-autobiography. But
I'm tired, alright?
exclusive scoop, though, hearty hard person. I have designed a Danganronpa, and one of the characters actually is the ultimate voice actor, and it's funnily enough, it's not me. But that's the thing. If I had some way of making it an actual game, I would absolutely do it, but I don't think I can.
We'll get there.
Whoa, lemon and a pear.
We'll get there, not we're halfway there.
Oh.
Although then again, the writing process is halfway there. Wow!
Lizard on a deck chair.
What the fuck? I love it.
I love it!
I love it. Well, anyway. So, my frame rate seems to be consistent this time. I hope it stays that way.
Uh-huh.
I have 58 skill points and sort of... Ooh. Oh,
Oh.
that's it. That's what I was dating Jackie for. That's disappointing. Though, based on the demo, I feel like that'd be more useful in V3. So, you know. Yeah, fuck it. I don't think we're gonna get any more hope fragments in this playthrough, so fuck it. I'm going to try and tit my way through the butt pump. What's... How do you speak? What is algorithm? We're just not questioning the butt pump. Okay. Sort of like, I don't remember where this was from. I know this is a me thing, but Laura referenced it a couple of streams ago during Skyward Sword, and it was just... The process of jerking a butthole is to insert a finger and then wiggy, 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 and I don't remember what prompted that thought.
Oh, fuck.
Like, how would the phrase jerk buttholes even kind of... Like, how would that emerge?
Probably from that South Park game.
But this predates that. Of that I'm quite certain. Also, I don't even much care for South Park in any of its forms, including the...
How dare.
Including the censorship for the European version, which is censored by American standards. Like, we sort of don't give a fuck about... Like, that. Just take your statue of David and shove it up your arse.
What's in the Irish? Take that statue of David there and just shove it up your arse. Hello, I'm mathematosis.
Well, I'm sort of ever so slightly absorbing Mrs. Doyle from Father Ted. Excellent comedy. Excellent comedy. Just that there's one scene where she starts ranting about how there's too much swearing in modern fiction. I should just start the trial. I could do the whole fecking Mrs. Doyle speech another time.
The whole fecking... Oh, it's cute. It's all cute. It's all cute
with a
things.
simple explanation of the class during the class trial. You will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who did it.
Nagito's cross is like really bloody compared to the others. Fitting.
If you vote correctly, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened.
I had to sentence
and
mix
that
that.
person will earn the right to
Is he
leave
the
this
only,
island.
Is he the only... Oh, fuck, you don't think that means that he is the killer of himself, do you? Because it's only ever the murderers who get the fucked up X's.
Well, here's the thing. So, we were discussing this before, and several conclusions that I drew. One is that the Future Foundation is the good guys after all, and... Okay, just to recap, and in fact, I should probably look through the evidence because it's been an entire day. So, I mean, you could read out my thoughts, or I could try to recall them, but you have them right in front of you, so... feel free.
Sure.
I'm just going to recap on the evidence in the meantime.
Let me find it, because technically it was, like, spread out and shit.
The jerk buttholes wiggy 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 thing? Is that what we're still talking about in the chat?
Oh, jeez. Alright, I just rewatched the stream, and a dumb thought occurred. So as far as I've inferred thus far, Nagito's motives revolve around identifying the traitor, right? But what if we've interpreted his final intentions backwards? That is to say, if he wanted to use his super-ass luck to define the traitor, to identify the traitor, why would he have such a complex death when he could have just rigged it to obviously point to whomever? Turn that thinking around, why would he have to enubilate? Enubilate?
To make unclear.
Oh jeez. Who deals the killing blow? So that the surviving students would mistakenly rule the whole thing as a suicide, accuse the wrong person of being blackened, and allowing the traitor to survive the trial whilst all the others are executed for submitting the wrong answer. Though that does raise the question of quite what he would have against the non-traitor students like that. And then fucking the whole thing about like, what if the Future Foundation is actually representative of hope? If we assume Monomi is 100% representative of the Future Foundation, her fear at the prospect of Monokuma suddenly appearing on the island certainly seems to suggest that the whole school trip whatever is hijacked by a force that's independent from and presumably in opposition to the Future Foundation. That being the case, I dare say it's almost reasonable to assume that the Future Foundation represents hope, and whatever element it turned it into a killing game is a separate entity. Thus concluding with... Oh, and they were all talking about a weird fucking smell at the crime scene! Fuck! Ahem, I can think of two possibilities. Either they go on a system and ask if anyone remembers throwing a canister that felt different in terms of weight, density, whatever, and I think everyone threw the or they second guess Nagito motives, and the traitor would have themselves said, look, to be honest, I'm the one who wanted to point out, so it was probably me, and rely on Nagito's fuck luck to make it so. Because the poison fucking heavier than air, killing instantly. Monokuma insisted we all leave the warehouse to ventilate the fire, so because of the weird smell, The poison was definitely in one of those canisters to fire and make worse and things.
This was following my revelation. Of course, this is all Heather reading out the thoughts that I'd had in her me voice. But
I can follow him just fine, but I don't know about everyone else.
I'd had the realization that for all I was saying in the previous stream about, oh, well, they'd used the poison as a thing to make the fire worse. Well, that's all well and good, but the fire didn't kill Nagito because there wasn't a single burn on him. So, if we assume that it was the poison that killed him, and it killed him instantly, and that it was in one of the canisters like I predicted, then it's whoever threw the poisonous canister that is technically the Black one. And if Nagito is trying to identify the traitor, then by way of his fuck luck, it will be the traitor who threw the poison canister, but they're all going to think that it's a suicide, and if they do roll that way, then everyone will die except for the traitor, and clearly Nagito knows that the traitor is the one true good guy, therefore the rest of the class represents despair in some capacity? I don't know, it raises more questions than it answers, but don't question the Myuu.
Then again, I mean, the entire Case 5 trial in the last game completely derailed because it wasn't about the death of What's-Her-Face anymore. It was just about trying to figure out who the mastermind was. So trying to figure out who the traitor is basically the same thing. Right?
Also, Losford, Lobbingdale, Sausage Poo-Poo, not to my knowledge, I don't think we have any allergies over here. Also, American Monomy is pissed, even though pissed means drunk. It's pissed off is the phrase that you're looking for, but
You've
still.
ascended the ladder of adulthood and reached the moon? Because you're a rabbit?
Japan! Oh.
Chesto!
Chesto.
One more time! Jeez! How about this one?
This... Did I not...
This will be my final blow!
That definitely happened in the last stream. Did I not say, albeit in jest, that Monomi was gearing up to have the shit beaten out of her, and that's literally what just happened?
Mm-hmm.
And in the previous game, I do remember indicting Junko as still being alive, and then I feel like my reasoning was something like, oh, well, what reason would she have to hide her own, like, pretend to die if not to be the... I don't know. I predicted she was still alive anyway.
It's useless.
Please stop! I feel bad for Monomi.
You're right. Now's not the time for me to horse around with Monomi.
Horse.
The class trial has started, after all.
Look at it.
This
It's
time is
amazing.
Nagito, who was attempting to reveal the traitor for everyone's sake. Who in the world killed him? I'm so curious.
Okay, Lozzie, fork you later. It was knife talking to you.
If he was killed for trying to reveal the traitor, that traitor is obviously the killer. They were trying to shut Nagito up.
No, that might not be it.
That would be a bit too straightforward, come to think of it.
Huh? Are you trying to protect the traitor?
Like,
They didn't call out when we were in danger.
I am amused that their internal logic is like, well, clearly someone did it in cold blood. Like, why would they assume that? Up until now, we know that Nagito's volatile. Why would you not jump to assuming that he did it to himself?
Don't tell me you're the traitor.
Don't say something so stupid. There's no way in hell I'm the traitor.
I mean, then again, Danganronpa nature is that, you know, same as the anime nature, everyone's really stupid and has to repeat the same thing like 6 times in order to come to crazy conclusions that are kind of obvious, so that then they can come to other conclusions. It gets kind of messy, though, because honestly, I think oftentimes the way you figure out the trials, like the order you figure things out in, is more exciting than the order that they figure things out in. If that makes any sense.
I suppose that the best way of writing a Danganronpa puzzle is you can solve the case with just the truth bullets and no other context. But it would take a lot more mental thought, and like, the trial is there to fill in the gaps to guide you on that journey, and the longer it goes, the more you put together. But, like, the truth bullets should be, like, the absolute bare minimum. Like, the hardest possible difficulty is just, here are the pieces, tell me everything that happened in minute detail. Which appears to be how I think. I'm still not over how fucking short Hyoko's portrait is. Oh, wow. Gundam gets a fancy X. Like a really fancy X. Like fucking Italic Times New Roman shit up in his house. And then there's boobs. Then there's Hyoko, baby gangster. Oh, did I say Hyoko? Fuyuhiko. We be debating. En masse. Mass debating, if you will. Right, what do we got?
The killer didn't tape Nagito's mouth to shut him up.
Also, while I remember, it's been a while, so I can never remember. Okay, so concentrate is space. I forget these things.
I'm telling you, they were torturing him.
The reason Nagito's body was covered with wounds.
It's because the killer tortured Nagito.
So that's why he was so beat up.
I'm not buying that, to be honest.
What were they trying to find out by torturing him?
If they were torturing him, they wouldn't tape his mouth shut.
Hiding place. If so, the suspect is whoever found the bomb first.
Bit random.
That was Fuyuhiko.
Oh, I
found
see.
it by coincidence.
But yeah, my line of
There's
thinking
no way
is,
I'd torture someone.
if it was torture, why would his mouth be taped shut? And we can prove that his mouth was taped shut before anything else happened because there was no blood underneath the duct tape. So, duct tape.
Woo! Didn't tape
Thank you.
Nagito's mouth to shut him up. I'm telling you, they were torturing him.
The reason Nagito's body was covered with wounds.
It's because the killer tortured Nagito.
Oh, there's just no white noise that
that's
time.
wrong.
Well, Territories is obvious.
But Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape, so
What,
he wouldn't
so-
have been able to confess anything.
So what? Hyoko's is really skinny because she's tiny. But yeah, there's one of them that's whatever. I thought Pekko's was just really chunky. But yeah, Mikan's is like second most obvious because it's like basically just a plus rather than a cross. Like it's like 45 degrees to the wrong.
If he was being tortured for information, they wouldn't have taped his mouth like that.
I'm prepared.
Really, Kazuichi? Really? Am I gonna have to establish what I
I
just
just
said?
realized it. It's a trap.
Of course.
Trap?
I mean, that's why they do this.
Hajime, you got caught in that trap.
Everything is like very basic steps. I find it fascinating the way that the game overcomplicates it all.
I suppose it's to make even the densest of players understand. I've heard that the rebuttal showdowns in V3 are even better. But anyway, we're still talking about the duct tape, so I'm gonna hold on this until the next... Yes, thank you. Fight me, Kazuichi. Fight me IRL.
Like you said, if Nagito's mouth was taped shut, you'd obviously assume he couldn't talk, right? But that was the trap. He wanted to hide the fact that he got interrogated.
Bitch, why?
But if you tape his mouth shut, how is he supposed to answer anything?
Pay attention. This is how it went. First, the killer tortured Nagito and got information about the... Then, after they killed him...
Damn it.
Damn it!
I meant to slice that second statement because, like, after he killed him, but the duct tape was on before because of where the blood is. It's been a while, okay?
Like you said, if Nagito's mouth was... You'd obviously assume he couldn't talk, right? But that was the trap. He wanted to hide the fact that he got interrogated.
But if you tape his mouth shut, how is he supposed to answer anything?
Pay attention. This is how... First, the killer tortured Nagito and got information about the bomb's location. Then, after they killed him...
Nope.
Allow me to cut through those words.
There we go. No. I've forgotten how these rebuttal showdowns work.
No,
like I assume
there's
that
no doubt
if
Nagito's
you can
mouth
cut
was
weak
covered
points
with
that
duct tape
aren't
before
the
he
one
was
you need to
beat
object to, but apparently not. And then I forgot how to exist. Stupid muscle memory.
What did you say?
Who cares about the duct tape?
Whoa.
Might as well settle this with rock, paper, scissors.
Weirdly accurate.
We don't need to play a game. It's clear the duct tape was
Whoa.
on his mouth before the torture even began.
Why do you always side with Hajime?
Because
You have a
ship.
crush on him or something?
Ship. Everybody.
You were with us when I peeled the duct tape off Nagito's mouth, right? The blood on Nagito's face wasn't under the duct tape, remember?
I'm not going to woo for every duct tape.
The blood
That's
on
fine,
his
that's
face
what
came
I'm
from
here
his
for.
arm wounds,
Yeah.
which means the duct tape was on his face before his arms were even wounded.
And the duct tape had a lot of crinkles around his mouth.
Crinkle cut.
He must have been struggling to open his mouth under the duct tape.
Perhaps the duct tape was used so we wouldn't be able to scream.
Or maybe it's just a decoy because this is Nagito and he gets off on this sort of thing.
Then it's like I said at the beginning. The tape wasn't for torture.
How does that
It was to
even
keep
work?
his mouth
Like,
shut.
if I may be so bold as to try to understand where someone vaguely suicidal like Nikito is coming from on this, how does one get off on something that they know won't happen until after they're dead?
How do people get off on boobs?
However,
Yeah,
if
but
they
boobs are
wanted to
still
see his
there.
mouth, they did
Like, you
not
could get
need to
off on
hide
whatever the
such
fuck you want,
ferocity.
and it'd be something that is after the...
Well,
just
clearly,
after the...
Clearly he just... He's become attuned to the high that regular torture gives him, and so he needed to die to get that fix. I forget what that's called, like... I miss Ibuki as well. What's that called, where you get immune to stuff because you're so used to feeling it?
Diminishing returns?
Diminishing... That's the fuck.
They
There you go.
probably had a deep grudge against
No,
Nagito.
actually, diminishing returns is something completely different. I just felt like throwing that out there. No, it's acclamation, technically.
Whatever. And we all have a grudge against
Then,
Nagito. What are you talking
Are
about?
you saying the killer was trying to make him suffer?
If so,
It's friggin' crazy. Did they go psycho? or
Diminishing
something?
returns is when you overwork yourself to the point where your skill level at something starts going down, despite the fact that you're getting more practicing.
Also, rich talk coming from the magic boob lady that tried to strangle him.
No, they didn't just go crazy. Whoever did this must be one crafty bastard.
I don't like it when people use crafty to describe a propensity for arts and crafts. Like, crafty, correctly used, is the way Fuyuhiko's using it now.
If not, they wouldn't have taken the time to set fire to the crime scene and destroy all the evidence.
the warehouse fire was for destroying evidence?
We can't think of any other reason.
Desensitized! I'm done. Okay.
Those were some noises.
When the fire occurred,
Do you know the worst part?
I
I was literally about to Google it to try to figure out what the word was, and so I started typing in, Google, what do you call it when you get desensitized to...
And right after I opened the warehouse door, the
My
flames
bad.
started burning from the very back.
Which means, it is plausible to think that nobody here set the fire.
Nekomaru's portrait, I cry 10 million sads. And yeah, it really is. Huh. I did wonder about this. But yeah, they do seem to alternate boy, girl, going around the room. Did they do that in the first game as well?
The killer isn't one of
I
us.
don't remember, actually.
But that's not the case, huh? I mean, it's wishful thinking.
Even if it
Did
was
you
only
do that
a
in
coincidence,
yours?
I think so.
timing was just too perfect.
Ooh.
Based on the pattern up until now, we should suspect that some kind of setup was used for this.
How are you people not seeing the obvious? There were the dominoes that I foresaw before they were even dominoes.
Some kind of setup? Like what?
I do not know that, but that has been the pattern before.
That's our Miss Sonia. You have such an amazingly high intellect.
Kazuichi, who does your hair?
Alrighty then. Let's think about this based on what Miss Sonia thinks. Is that okay, Miss Sonia?
Huh. Well, I mean, in the case of Chihiro, they'd want to... Like, I feel like Chihiro would be a good excuse to... two birds with one stone, disguise the absence of the 16th student and also Chihiro's actual gender, but I don't know.
Damn right it is!
Sonia is best girl. But, right. Cause of the fire, I think we were talking about. Well, I mean, the oil lighter technically, but I feel like the panels is the subject under discussion here because that's what set them off.
The direct cause of the fire was... the oil lighter found at the crime scene, right?
I mean, not...
The
yes,
killer used
but
some kind of setup. He lit the curtain on fire with the lighter.
that was a good white noise there.
Setup?
Did they use the oil as an improvised fuse?
Kind
They
of.
probably just threw the lighter.
We would have seen that. You fool.
Based on the shape of that oil lighter, it can stand upright while the flame is lit.
Someone else has figured it out. I could tell by the
If
white
they
noise.
tipped over the lighter in some way, it could have ignited the curtain.
some way?
Maybe they used invisible thread.
Yes, because this is Minecraft.
There should have been a way to tip it over.
I'm sorry, I'm
with
very
sound waves.
confused by the clattering. What white noise is the
Opening the door
clatter?
caused.
Sonia's got the message.
I agree with that.
But I don't even know who that is that's talking. I'm going to assume that it's Monomi, but I have no basis for that.
I also agree that opening the door is what started the fire.
Just as I thought. It was the wind pressure. A dust devil blown here from glorious Japan.
No, not wind pressure.
Ah, yes, the
They
butterfly
probably
effect.
used the Monokuma panels.
Yeah, the domino
A huge
rally
number
that
of
I kept
tipped-over
pointing out.
Monokuma panels were found at the crime scene, right? It looked like they were scattered everywhere, but some were laying on top of each other in a single line.
I love how the text box says lying and Hajime said laying, and it's no, lying is the correct answer.
Just a single line leading from the warehouse door to the fire's origin.
That sounded like the fire's orgy.
Does that mean anything?
The killer probably arranged those Monokuma panels to create a domino effect.
He even said domino.
Domino effect.
Pizza.
You mean those tiles kids play with by lining them up and tipping them over?
Pizza Hut.
Pizza.
In place of those
Bolta,
tiles,
bolta.
the killer used the Monokuma panels.
A slice of pizza. But is that slice any good? No. Lol.
So when we opened the warehouse door, the first panel toppled into the second, and from there, they fell like dominoes until they reached the lighter at the end.
But wouldn't it be obvious that those big panels were falling over?
But then there was the music.
That's probably why they turned off the lights in the warehouse, so we wouldn't notice them.
Like, I'm imagining them being made of, like, cardboard. So what does it matter? But then again, they didn't get burned up by the fire, so I don't know what they were made of.
The warehouse
It probably
was
said and I
dark
didn't even notice.
was to hide the domino effect.
And one more thing. There was something else the killer did to hide the domino effect, right?
They used the music, surely.
I see!
I see.
You're talking about the MP3 player, right?
They used Aram MP3 from Eurovision 2014.
That hymn blaring throughout the warehouse masked the sound of the falling panels.
What were those panels supposed to have been made from, though? I could just check the truth bullets. I don't know if it would say. I feel like I've heard this music somewhere before as well, like not just in this game. Like, well, maybe in this game, but not at this point in the game. Like, non-diegetically in this game.
That's it. So the strange sound was actually the sound of the panels falling.
Either it should have been Ibuki to notice that, but she was already dead, or they would have known immediately that something was up because if Ibuki was still alive, she would have heard it.
But those sounds weren't the only strange thing, right?
Because she had magic ears. Listen with your magic ears. My brand!
My brand!
It was also
Sorry,
strange
I don't know
when
where
we
that
opened
came
the door
from.
to the warehouse.
Apparently, Vector has sold out the Chaotix crew to sell contact lenses.
1-800 contacts! They cannot my brand! I am specialized!
Yeah, no, I can see that working. God, that hurts to do. I'm sorry.
Any work that pays. Therefore, they moonlight as a prostitution agency.
That's why Vector's got a TV show in Sonic Boom.
Oh. See, I've not been watching Season 2, so...
Well, Season 2's over now, so I mean, you can now go...
See,
and
I
get
knew
all
that there
the
was an
highlights.
episode involving Vector, and I remember thinking... Okay...
It's actually one of the good ones.
door was being blocked by
As somebody
a
who
Monokuma
does
panel.
not enjoy watching the show regularly, I actually really enjoyed that episode.
And when we
So-
opened the door, the domino effect started, and the falling panels eventually reached
When
the
I watch it,
lighter.
I get like sort of a cringe factor, but not because it's... Well, because it's Sonic, but not for the same reason as other people, because like, in that... These are characters that I feel for and empathize and have grown up with apart from Styx, and just seeing them do things outside of the canon I'm familiar with makes me feel some type of way. And that's... like, I feel like that's not why other people cringe at it.
Yeah. And that's how the warehouse
I was
caught on
actually
fire.
stuck listening to
least,
Radical
that's how it
Soda
looks.
yesterday
You don't
night,
look so sure.
or this morning rather, just
At the
talking
time,
at length
a comment
about
mentioned that she
why
could barely open the
current
door.
Sonic games fucking suck, specifically Forces, which is great, you know, one of my favorite games, getting lambasted for an hour, and I actually really enjoy it because that's
Welcome
kind
to
of
the
loser I
internet.
am. Yeah, well, I know, I loved it. I actually really enjoyed his video. It was great. I just disagree. However, something you brought up that was really interesting was even though they're not written to be the characters that we've all grown up with, the Boom characters might be the best written interpretations of Sonic in years. Just because they haven't handled Sonic right in the games in such a long time.
I think they've gone a little bit over.
Is that a problem?
It's a major problem.
Yeah.
I mean, that door was the only entrance to the warehouse.
We've talked at length before about just Tails should have been sassy Oprah, and then they're just like, nah, we'll just make him the nerdy Killjoy.
It was only really bad, starting in colors,
The problem is we
which-
couldn't take any much. Yes,
The
Hajime.
panel was so close
Continue.
to the door that it could barely be opened.
No, that was it. I really have not enjoyed Tails in a long time. But
They've got good ideas with him, but the execution is questionable. Although, I will say there is one line in one episode that did get a chuckle out of me. Something about the readings from this thing are off the charts. Luckily, I brought a bigger chart.
The killer inside the warehouse wouldn't be able to leave.
That did get a giggle out of me.
Tails has got a bunch of one-liners like that. Oh, you mean it specifically in the show? I fucking hate Tails in the games now, because I don't think he's been particularly good since Unleashed. Black Knight.
I will hand wave it in Forces because of my headcanons about
Does
Forces.
that mean they were hiding inside?
No, that's fine. That's fine.
No,
Forces
we're
didn't
all
bother me
outside the
nearly as much
warehouse,
as the
you
other
know.
3 games.
Based on the patterns up until now, I believe some kind of setup was used.
The game, meanwhile, Sonya still gets it.
You don't have to think so hard. There's actually only one person who could have possibly done this.
I have a bottle of water with me, by the way.
You don't mean...
It's the middle of winter and I still have stream fluids.
Hajime? What do you mean?
Oh, alright. Apparently I'm not the only one getting moist.
You always gotta stay wet for Tess. Otherwise I wouldn't be able to talk right.
Anyway, where's his... There we go.
I swear that was 100% innocent of me to say. Don't read into it.
What if it was Nagito?
And the ball finally drops. Little do they know it's a trap. At least according to my predictions, anyway.
Why'd you bring him up?
Maybe I've been
He's the
spending too much
victim, you
time on
know.
Twitter lately.
None of those sounded like words.
He wasn't just
What?
a victim.
None of those words sounded like words.
Well, good.
Huh?
Not just the victim? What does that mean?
He was the victim. And he was the
He's
perpetrator
the victim, you know?
too. Maybe.
Yeah,
Are
kind
you
of
saying this
clear.
was a
We know.
suicide?
I do like the fact, though, if that is intended as a subtle hint, everyone
His body
who's
was covered in torture.
been a killer
Or
in
did
each
you already
case
forget?
has the fucking specialized X's. So that's a nice indication that Nagito killed himself.
But there is some, like, variance with the others, though, as well. Like, that like, all the victims aren't, like, uniform. So I suppose that gives it some wiggle room with that as well. But, like, I swear Hyoko's looks skinnier. Like, for instance. And Ibuki's looks
Are
kind of
you
weird as
saying
well.
those were all self-inflicted?
But Nagito might do something
Like,
like
it's definitely thinner than, like, Nekomaru's, for instance.
That's not the issue. He was tied up, remember? Even for a creep like Nagito, it'd be impossible for him to tie up his own arms and legs.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, as long as you understand.
Is that possible, though?
It seems we need to discuss how Nagito was able to tie himself up.
Because there was that one rope that was burned, but the burn didn't... Oh! Oh, the reason why there wasn't a burn on his sleeve is because he'd burned the rope beforehand to make it look like it had come unattached in the fire, when in reality it was never tied up to begin with. And he used that arm to tie up his legs, and I don't know how he tied up his left arm.
Need to discuss? That's not necessary at all. No matter how much you think about it, it's clearly impossible.
Jack is like, we need to discuss it, because this is a game, and we can't progress the story unless we have a debate. Oh good, we have the tune. Discussion heat up, as they say, because that's what the track is called. But yes, the burn rope. That's
Weird name.
that's my theory, and I'm sticking to it.
Hey, that's
Actually tie
just
up
your
arms and
theory.
legs.
You're
That's
good!
obviously impossible.
Tying just the legs is one thing, but
Can't even bring
tying
myself
both
to finish
arms would
that.
be impossible.
I just had a complete freak out with my
Couldn't
right
do
hand
much
and
with
also
the
my
free
left
arm.
hand. You know?
That's
It'd
like a
be
me
impossible
thing.
if you were by yourself.
How about if you use your teeth?
Teeth.
Or if you use your front tail?
Oh, that's where that line is.
Dirty joke! Is that a dirty joke?
I'm glad I fucked that up then. Because it's clearly the first statement that's the problem. Because, like, he was able to.
To actually tie up your own arms.
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
As I was saying, the rope, but front tail. And it was a
Hold
thing
on
you
a
could
sec.
potentially
Isn't that
agree
Prince
with as well.
What? I mean, it's no mistake that his arms and legs were...
I like how humble Fuyuhiko's become since Pekko's death.
No, it shouldn't have been both of his arms.
Good subtlety.
The rope on his right arm was completely burnt up. Based on that, you can't say he was tied up.
Now that's semantics.
That was just burned by the fire. He should have been tied up before then.
It burned because of the fire. Like you said, it might look like that. But that was part of the trap. There's concrete evidence that proves it.
Well, yeah, it's the sleeve that Hajime went out of his way to...
I see!
Yeah, clearly it's everything else. It was
Take a
Hifumi's
close
pants.
look at
That's
his
the
right
evidence.
sleeve. Even though the rope
Implicate
was burnt up,
Hifumi's
his sleeve
pants.
wasn't burned at all. Wouldn't you agree?
It was Leon in Hifumi's pants acting for the Illuminati.
A burn like this, no matter how you think about it, is unnatural.
I'm gonna have so many screenshots from this trial
That
afterwards.
rope was burned in advance, so it would
I'm
look
gonna be
like it
going
was
back
burned in
through
the
and
fire.
like every single one of these.
Then
Maybe get some
Nagito's right
Admiral
arm wasn't
Akbar
tied
in there.
up, right?
The burnt
He was
rope
able to move
was a
freely,
trap!
right?
I'll figure it out.
Yeah, that should be the case.
Hajime, that's awesome! I'll let you cop a feel if you want.
Jesus, boobs!
Akane, you should not give it away for free. Make sure they pay you first.
Sonia, that is not much better. In fact, questionable. Either way.
That's definitely
Akane,
wrong.
are you feeling alright? What? Oh my god, this is fantastic!
Also,
What am I ingesting right now?
the glow of the lights in the background, like, again, PlayStation 1. But I'm glad that, of all people, it's the fucking baby gangster that's bringing some morality to the discussion.
I just gotta get a Benjamin from him before I let him touch me, right?
That's not what I meant. I'm talking about Nagito.
Well, he can't touch me, he's dead.
I mean, even if his right hand wasn't tied up, the knife was still stabbed into it, you know?
It's impossible to stab a knife into your right hand with your right hand.
And then,
That much is
did he
obvious.
hold it in his left and then impale it on there? That seems
Hajime,
possible.
you tricked me! Give me back that Benjamin!
I'm assuming that Benjamin is slang for some form of currency because it has, like, Benjamin Franklin's face in it or something.
That'd be a $100 bill.
Why do you have $100 bills? Our highest is 50.
Hold
We
on.
technically go up
There
to $1
should
million.
be a way.
We have the Statue of Liberty on the $1 million bill.
Why do you have $1 million
Hurry up and
bills?
spill it.
That's a very good
Something
question. No
lame.
one ever
I'll make you
uses
get
that.
back the Benjamin with 10,000% interest.
But they always show up in play money sets because kids like holding the Statue of Liberty. Also, Santa Claus is on the $3 bill.
America's weird, so I won't question it.
How dare you? How dare you not question everything in Freedom Land?
Even if Nagito's right hand was free. How could he stab his
I
right hand
couldn't
with his
tell
right
if that was really not at first. That
Threw
was
the knife
good.
into the air and let the knife fall. Could he stick his hand that way? Is he a throw-in knife expert? Maybe he propped the knife somehow.
Look, if Greenland isn't green and Iceland isn't icy.
Anyway,
Yes!
while
Oh, the
The life-size Monokuma plushie.
while
He
I'm
must have used
laughing
that to prop the
about
knife.
America and the fact that at best it was 7th on the World Freedom Index, my theory involved the Monokuma plushie because that had a stab hole in it, although in hindsight that theory shouldn't have worked because that was a spear stab wound, so I'm not sure why that worked.
Makes sense. That's why there was a big hole in the plushie's stomach.
Unless it was lying on top of him like I said originally.
He inserted the knife handle into that hole to prop it up. Then he slammed his hand onto it. If that's it, he had to place the plushie near him. And it also explains the mysterious blood on the plushie.
And I still just imagined that being like, where we see the wound on the plushie, that being face down on top of where the spear lands in him, which in my mind makes more sense. Euro, 500 euro note, so extra. Like, so, do the denominations of, like, do the notes and coins, I know the design of the notes and coins varies with country, but, like, do some countries have 500 euro notes and some don't, or is it just, it's a standard?
So the
like,
blood on the plushie came from Nagito.
there isn't a straightforward way of asking this question.
Right hand.
Brittenland doesn't trust you with more than 20s, but they do exist, I guess.
We have a £50 note, but never use it because it's red in colour, and that's also the colour of spray they use on banks to signify fake notes or like stolen notes. So they will check it to fuck, and then you get a shit ton of change anyway. And places are just like, I mean, it's currency, but please don't.
I mean, that's fine.
I see.
It's kind of like the we
So
don't take
that's
credit
the
cards
trick.
here excuse over here, but for
a
actual
moment,
bills.
I seriously thought Monokuma died or something.
A bleeding plushie is super scary. It's got the same fear factor as a doll whose hair grows too long.
Don't you bring dolls into this, or I'll start feeling too many feelings and killing people.
After stabbing his hand, he no longer needed the plushie, so he cast it off toward the fire's origin point.
He probably thought the fire would incinerate it and destroy the evidence.
So what do you think now, Fuyuhiko?
I get what you're saying about the wound on his right hand, but there's still one huge problem. The spear. Basically, you're saying Nagito committed suicide by impaling himself with a spear, right? If you think about the order, getting killed by the spear should have been the last thing to happen to Nagito. If that's true, how is that possible? He can't grab a spear with his right hand if a knife is stabbed into it and his left hand was all tied up.
Then he probably took the spear first, and as he endured the pain, he stabbed the knife into his right hand.
There is a limit to his constitution. If you got penetrated by something so big and thick, you would die instantly.
Try telling that to people higher up the chain of command in the furry community. They would dispute that statement. I will refrain from commenting personally.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch all that.
Like I said, if you got penetrated by something so big and thick, you would die instantly.
Say it one more time. I need to record it. For reasons.
God damn it, Kazuichi.
Hey, bastard!
Oh,
you better cut it
Kazuichi.
out.
Like she said, in that condition, it's very difficult.
Oh my god!
But
Does it turn out that I am Kazuichi this whole time?
to be fair, I do like Kazuichi. Like, obviously his creepiness is morally wrong, but at least he goes about it in like a pathetic, loserly kind of way. Whereas Hifumi is kind of also a pathetic loser, but he's so dislikable about it. Whereas with Kazuichi, it's just like, you know that he doesn't stand a chance, and he's never going to act on these impulses. So it's just sort of a he thinks he's people kind of thing.
It'd
Which
be
is an
hard
awful
to
thing
use
to
a
say, but to be
spear with
fair.
a knife stabbed into your right hand, while your left hand is tied up.
If I may
So
be
you're
so
saying
bold
it's
as to go psychologically, like, serious discussion with that.
No matter what I do,
It has a lot to
I
do with a
can't
sense of
believe Nagito's
entitlement
death
that
was
comes
caused
out
by
of it.
someone else.
There's a huge difference between begging someone to repeat something because obviously they're turned on by it,
I
and what
also
Hifumi
agree
did
with
was
that.
something more to the effect of, if I were given the chance, I would take whatever measures necessary to obtain whatever it is that
To
I
think
like
that
about
one of
this
us could kill someone
this
with such
object of
cruelty.
desire.
I never believed that.
I don't know. Kazuichi certainly gives more agency in his pathetic neediness, we'll say.
That was a good way of wording it. And also, I like how, like, you can't very well say, oh, so-and-so is the Hifumi of this game, or the Celeste of this game, or whatever. I do like that there is enough difference between them.
But there are parallels, you know?
can't.
Sonya
Parallels.
behaving like Celeste, Akane obviously being had milky sea puddings. Even
like,
to that sense,
But it's not like
Nagito
one for one,
is
'cause
the...
Peko was like
Oh, absolutely.
a bit of Celeste, but also, I don't know. You know, there are some parallels, like, they're all mixes. None of them is just straight up a reincarnation.
But that's why you keep getting
Absolutely.
betrayed over and over again, right?
From what I can
Same
tell,
goes
that
for
happened
this
in the third
time,
game, but it
too.
seems like they're already starting to get stretched a bit thin. I'm not sure how they could go a fourth game, basically.
Just shut your mouth. It's against the rules to interfere with everyone.
Yes, but you're also you, Tess. You're a fresh team. You're a fresh mind.
Meow.
You're a mule.
Monome's sassing me.
But it's just as
That's also very
Monokuma
true,
said.
Harvey.
We've been betrayed over and over again so far. So this might also be the same. Calling this a suicide takes too much for granted, and it's too convenient.
Does Kazuichi need to wear like a tooth guard if he ever gives someone head?
Then are you saying there is a killer among us, Kazuichi?
I mean,
Of course, that
some
doesn't
people are
include
into that, I would
Miss Sonia and
assume.
me.
Because I remember seeing like a mock advert for such an implement, but it was like it was a furry work. Don't ask how I came across it, but just like a hey, if your partner is a shark, consider getting them this mouth guard so they don't bite your dick
As
off.
Kazuichi said, it's true we've been constantly betrayed. But even if I'm betrayed again, I still want to believe in everyone.
If I just leave that hanging there, people are gonna think terrible thoughts about me. So I'll just say, I am more innocent than the anecdote makes me sound.
No matter how many times I may be betrayed,
Tess is a very
I still
interesting
want to
flavor of
believe in
innocence.
everyone.
I also want to believe that there's no killer, but suicide is unimaginable.
Do you really think so?
But you said it too. It'd be impossible for him to stab himself
no.
with a spear in
Half
his
of
condition.
half of them are saying it can't be suicide, and half of them are saying it is. Debate scrum. Oh wait, wrong game.
I did say difficult, but I never said impossible.
Oh no, Chiaki is a believer.
I feel that there's some way he could have stabbed himself with that spear.
What kind of way?
I don't know.
You don't know.
It's impossible to figure out by myself. So let's think about it together. That's how we made it this far up till now.
Everyone working.
Oh, that's why there's blood on the I-beam! Oh, fuck! Okay.
Have you had a breakthrough?
All right, let's do this.
I mean, I was broken through a long time ago, but, I mean...
The hymen.
Yes.
But I'm thinking the hand, because the blood on his hand, it was like he'd used it for something.
How did Nagito stab
Yeah, no,
himself
if
with a
he
spear?
cut his hand first
Let's
and
work
then
together and think
was
this through.
holding the the whatever
When the
that
spear
would,
stabbed
you know,
Nagito.
let the spear drop.
His right hand was covered by the knife, right?
Yeah.
He was only able to move his left hand.
Then the blood
his
from
left
his
hand was
hand,
also
which was
tied up.
stabbed,
Then that rules out his left hand.
would have gotten on the ceiling
that's
when
wrong.
the thing slid against it, right?
Well, we've established that using his left
Hold
hand was
on.
at least possible.
It's still too early to
And
dismiss the
that's
possibility
why the
that he
blood
used his
wasn't
left
on that
hand.
one part, was because that was the part his hand was holding on to.
So are we thinking the same thing? Because I sort of tuned out just for the purposes of that debate. That the spear was suspended from the girder along the ceiling, and he was holding the weight
it
down
by
with his
hand.
left hand, which is why he had to impale his right hand on the knife using the plushie, and then he let go of the weight, and that's what made it drop.
Yes.
Why?
Fuck.
I mean, his left hand was tied up, you know?
Gravity.
But there was something off about his left hand.
How does it
The
work?
bloodstain on the palm
Oh,
of his
that's
hand.
madness. Never mind.
Don't you think it looked somewhat strange? He only had blood on the lower area of his palm. Beyond that point, the bloodstain suddenly cuts off, right?
When the blood splattered, that's as far as it reached, right?
That settles the description of that bloodstain. But it's not the only unnatural bloodstain. Look, there's blood on the back of his hand, around the middle joints of his fingers.
Like you said, it looks like an unnatural bloodstain, but what's wrong with that?
Yes, what's wrong with an unnatural bloodstain? Fucking hell.
We might need
Milky
to
land
think
puddings.
and use our imaginations for a bit. If there's blood on his palm and the back of his hand, what was his left hand doing as the blood splattered?
Well, he was holding. Oh, well, there you go.
I see!
Gripping. I'll say he was gripping
When
something.
the blood splattered, he was probably gripping with his left hand.
So either he's left-handed or he was taking the molestation approach, the molincestivation
That's why there's
approach.
such a strange-looking bloodstain on his palm and the back of his hand.
Is he grabbing his front tail?
Thank you, Akane. I'm glad I'm not the only one having sinful thoughts, but at least you don't have to be apologetic about it.
Perish the thought! He was obviously grabbing the spear.
Now that you mention it, compared to the rest of his body, the wounds on his left arm are pretty mild. He probably made his wounds mild on purpose, so he could keep his strength while he gripped the spear.
But still.
But even if he held the spear with his tied-up left hand, it'd be impossible for him to stab himself.
Hey, Chiaki, what do you think?
Taking a moment to buffer as usual.
Hey, don't tell me you're getting sleepy.
At times like this, you should always strike from a good angle. Just like fixing an old TV.
A wonderful, if heavy-handed line there from Milky Land Puddings.
Oh, I got it. Maybe.
Really?
Yeah, like I thought. It's no mistake that Nagito was gripping the spear, I think. However, what's important is what section of the spear he was gripping.
Well, it's the bit. The shaft! But no, it's the bit that's got no blood in it because he's holding it.
Instead of the handle, Nagito must have been holding on to the cord. There was a metal weight at the tip of the cord, but there were bloodstains on that part too. Plus, the joint between the weight and the cord had a bloodstain shaped like it was cut off by something.
Isn't the size of that cut-off section about the same size as a human fist?
Fist!
Ah, you're right. So this is the part Nagito was gripping, huh?
He was gripping and fisting.
And then the blood that was supposed to end up here ended up getting on Nagito's left hand.
There it is.
But why is it so important to know which part of the spear he was gripping?
You're not gonna say he gripped the tip of the cord, swung the spear around, and stabbed himself,
My
right?
god, you people are dense. Apart from that, I'm enjoying this trial so far because, like, for one, like, if it really is Nagito orchestrating everything, then there is no killer who knows they're a killer who's trying to hide themselves. And also, we've just got, like, we're in a room full of friends now. Nagito was the last troublemaker. Everyone is just friends now, so it can just progress smoothly. You know, smooth.
That is where the
Of course,
clue
that's
to
gonna
solve
make
this
the
mystery
reveal at the
resides.
end probably
Right,
the most
Chiaki?
heartfelt of all. Because to be in an entirely closely knit group of friends and to find out that one of you is intentionally a traitor of some kind.
I am sorry. Of course
gonna
this
be
mystery
Chiaki,
will
though,
not be
according
solved
to
that
you.
easily.
We're starting to tilt towards quietosity, but yes, my prediction dictates that Chucky will not survive this trial.
Which is sad. I don't want Chiaki to.
Well,
I want Chiaki to go. She was so cute with the little with
Chapter
the
5 of
little-
the first game ended with a false execution, but now it's probably going to be real and instill despair because that's just how this game rolls.
It seems we are stuck. Shall we have tea time?
I find it weird that this game is actually the killing game is going more according to plan than it was in the last game. Like
I would
normally
say-
twist. Huh?
I would say is the body count higher, but I think the final body count, according to my original prediction, is, but at the very least, there was an actual killing in Chapter 5, so yes.
At a time like this.
Well, it's just because like in the first game, yeah, there was a 16th student that never showed up, so that was weird,
How about
and
we sit
also no
Plan
one
to think one
technically
step at a
died in
time
case
instead of
5.
expecting the
So
answers all at
like, I
once.
mean, that's just it's crazy how much weird shit happened in the first game. So the twists are all, well, this didn't go according to the plan that we were told things
That's a
would go
long
according
plan
to.
name.
Whereas in
One
this game,
step at a
literally
time.
everything's played out the way
does
that
that
it was
mean?
intended to. Which is even more concerning, because that means that we,
Let's
as
focus on
the
the spear
protagonistic group of hope or
Namely,
whatever,
where it was
have
and
literally
how
no
it was
control over
positioned
our
just
fate.
before it impaled Nagito.
How it was positioned.
Also suggests that it's in much, much, much more of a controlled environment than the first game as well. Because it's easier to keep tabs and everything, whereas in the first game it was just Junko piloting the entire school from one room on the 4th floor, whereas in this case, we don't really know, but... Ah yes, the OG Maria Olafsdottir, and Hera Björk, who claimed that she sang her arse off, or something, I don't know, she was very supportive of Maria anyway. we're not gonna have to have a fucking special stage just to establish the position of the spear. How is it not obvious? Yep, we're gonna have to have a... Once again, I'm going to cheat it. I swear, every time we do this bit again, I have to check the controls, because I can never remember what the controls are.
Can you imagine if this is how every episode of Blue's Clues ended?
What, with checking the controls repeatedly?
Let's see here. Blue wants something to do with a food bowl, a bag of food, and the act of eating. I think we need to find just one more clue and also do that weird dive drive Knuckles Chaotix minigame in order to figure out just what's going on down there.
Ah, they move now! That's worrisome!
What the fuck? Why?
We can now access the octahedron.
The octahedron.
You can't suddenly move back into my way and claim that... Like, some of them just move back and forth with no warning. Oh! Okay, that I did nothing to avoid, but I feel like I couldn't avoid it no matter what I did. So, this has been damageful.
Sonic 4
okay.
Episode 2 special stages.
The girder. Yes, clearly I have faith in my choice. Yellow!
Lemon. I can't do it. How do you do the thing with the lemon?
Which one?
Lemon.
There we go.
Ah, no! I don't like these octahedrons. I don't want to access the octahedron. Okay. The cord!
That car.
Excuse me, I jumped and fell through the floor, but hey, that happened in Chaotix Versus as well, so it's fine.
I am not capable of reading that fast.
Well, the only real approach is to get good.
Well, yeah, but I've tried my whole life, and I would not. The thing with the rotary.
I'm offended by how much damage I took in that, by the way.
The spear impaled Nagito as he was laying face up. It must have been perpendicular to him just before
Parallel.
that.
Perpendicular. God damn it, Laura, you got me doing that. She's not even here, but it's Laura's fault, and I mean that in a good way.
If Nagito did that all by himself, did he have some sort of ESP?
ESPP.
That'd be awesome, but he probably used the ceiling girder directly above him.
Nagito probably slung the cord over the ceiling girder, and using that as a support. He hoisted the spear directly
Hoist. It's a good word. Oh
above him.
good,
And
this
if
needed a
Nagito let
diagram.
go of the cord, the spear would have fallen and impaled him while he was laying face up.
I'm sorry, the octahedron's got to me.
I noticed a slight red streak on the ceiling girder. It probably got smeared there during the
Heartbeat, I
setup.
can't hear that anymore without immediately thinking of Rocksmith.
Disappointing
The
performance.
blood on the cord probably rubbed off on the
Decent
ceiling girder
performance.
as the spear was falling.
Dex!
So, how about it?
Which also
Using this
begins with
method,
D.
Nagito could have impaled himself with the spear.
Are you serious? He really committed suicide? Like that?
He probably chose that spear so he could commit suicide like that.
See, that's at least twice now in this game, where people have had responses to other statements that are worded in the same way, like, commit suicide like that, twice in a row, and it, like, Jackie's saying it as if that's not exactly how Kazuichi just worded it, in the same way that there was a debate in Chapter 1, where Fuyuhiko was like, Peko, did you eat anything weird? I don't remember eating anything weird. Like, why would you word it that way? It seems like a questionable translation.
If someone else did
Well,
this,
alright,
there's no
if
reason
it
they
was
go to
the,
all this
exactly the
trouble
words
just to
you
kill
just
someone
said,
with a
that
spear.
kind of makes sense. Peko, do you remember eating anything weird? I mean, I don't remember eating anything weird.
But it was
like,
was
that
more or
makes
less,
enough sense.
It was more or less the intonation that I said as well. Like, they were told to record these lines
Well, that's just
without
bad
being
direction.
told what the lines before and after were.
I agree. When I was
Agent
investigating
Shadow.
this case, I kept thinking
E123
over and
Omega
over
has
strangers.
made contact with Mephiles. Head to the Wave Ocean. Agent Shadow. E123 Omega
Why
has
isn't the spear so
Oh,
differently?
fuck.
Yes.
So you're saying he needed to use that spear to pull off his trick?
He needed the spear to pull off.
Then, this is for real? He really committed suicide?
I feel like there's a
Every
story
single
here to
wound on his
Fuyuhiko taking
body.
this so
That was all him?
harshly.
Not just that, He did all that while he was gripping the spear?
Oh dear.
That spear should not have stabbed Nagito until the very end. Which means Nagito wounded himself while he was gripping that spear, right?
I feel like this would be very easy to edit into a very different picture.
Did he put the duct tape on
See,
his
thank
mouth?
you. I'm glad you're not the only one who saw that.
I think it's deliberate as well.
He probably
I like
covered
how
his own
apparently
mouth so we
Nagito
wouldn't
just
hear him screaming
can
in
do
pain.
this without fucking losing his mind, because I'd be in so much fucking pain doing this.
What mind?
Did he need to go that far?
I mean, that's a fair point.
That's beyond crazy. Why would he do that to himself?
I do my
Oh, good
best.
to know.
I don't feel ASMR.
Probably trying to get us to make a
AMR.
mistake.
Yeah, it's because not. Wait, another Metroid 2 remake. Acronyms and abbreviations.
By committing a suicide that looked like a murder, he was trying to steer us toward the wrong answer.
ASMR 2, right?
His goal was to get us all executed.
Can't wait for the sequel. There we go. ASMR 2. Another
Over and over
Samus Metroid remake 2.
Did he want us to die that bad?
That's messed up.
So it does seem that his intention was to misguide the trial and get everyone executed.
Yeah.
So I was
That's
right
nice.
about that much at least. But now we just need to hope that he wanted to pin it on him. He wanted to frame himself and let the traitor get away with it without realizing to somehow reward it, and then I'm going to be golden. Like Israel 2015. Infinite malice.
However, there is one thing I still do not understand. He said he would reveal the traitor, right? Whatever became of that?
He was probably planning to kill the traitor along with the rest of us.
So why did he not just do that in the first place? If he had no qualms with killing everyone, he did not have to cause a bomb scare to reveal the traitor.
I bet the bomb scare was part of the strategy behind this trick. He made us split up and search for a bomb so none of us would have an alibi. He created a scenario where any of us could have killed him.
Basically what I said. If not, I certainly thought it. Yes, thank you, Girahim.
He tried to make us doubt each other and tried to hide the truth behind his suicide.
He caused a bomb scare for that reason alone.
I certainly thought it.
He's a fucking bastard who killed himself for his delusions of grandeur. It's not that unthinkable.
You are right, I suppose.
Yeah, it appears we've come to a conclusion.
It's a strange time to emphasize the word come for you, Hiko.
Bastard Nagito committed suicide. It was all done by him so we'd be executed.
That should be okay, right? Right?
What? You're not satisfied yet?
No, I agree that Nagito killed himself, but I feel like there's something that doesn't make sense.
Please tell me you're about to say something smart, Akane.
It's probably just my imagination.
So what are you gonna do? Is it okay to proceed with the voting time?
What do you think, Akane?
Well, there's no doubt Nagito's death was a suicide. Oh well, I guess my gut is wrong sometimes.
You are right. It is not as though we can draw any other conclusion.
And then it just fades to black, and then hold it. Poof, 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 poof.
Yeah, thank you. I'm glad you're not the only one thinking that.
Then it's okay to end it here, huh?
They've done it so many times.
That means we're done with this last class trial and we can
No, I
be
mean,
silent,
I think they
right?
did it.
At this point,
I think they did it once, if that, in Phoenix Wright versus Tessellating. So, Layton versus Wright, and that's the order. But like, they did it once or fewer in that game. To be fair,
It's okay to read such a
Still
happy
need to play
ending,
that one.
right?
it's good. It's like 70% Professor Layton, but it is good.
Then
Well,
it's
I need to
okay?
play all the DS
It's
ones
okay
first,
to
I
say
think. And then I'll get around to that.
decided on the killer? Understood. Then
Wait, definitely-
voting time.
No, hold
It
on
takes
a
place
sec.
before Apollo Justice. I can say that with certainty.
Well, taking
hold
place
on.
before and needing to be played before, I'll make two exceptions for. So, you know,
Well,
we'll get there.
there's nothing in there that relies on Apollo Justice experience, if that helps.
I know, but I just want to play that one first because
Sorry,
it
just a
looks
little
good.
more.
And
you
the
guys to wait
Battle
just a little
Edward
more.
ones because they look good too.
I
And then I
can't
guess
help
we'll
but
get
feel
around
like
to the video.
there's still something we overlooked.
Like who the traitor is?
But
I'm just
the
not
issue
playing.
here is who
What is
killed
it? Dual
Nagito,
Destinies
right?
and
Even
what
if
was
we
the one right
identify
before that
traitor,
one?
The conclusion won't change.
Well, I don't know, there's, like, there are a couple that I haven't experienced, and at this point, there's Dual Destinies, Spirit of Justice, and maybe another one?
Spirit of Justice.
I thought that was the most recent one.
That's true, but
Probably.
The mystery isn't just about who the traitor
Whatever the
is.
two are that have 3 people instead of 2. I'm not fond of that. Them.
3
those.
people?
3 protagonists. 3 playable protagonists instead of like
No matter how you
one.
look at it, Nagito's death is a suicide. But
or 2.
I'm
Whatever.
a little worried, you
Point
know?
is.
I'm worried about starting the voting time while there's still a mystery.
Hey, what do you mean it's not about who the traitor is? What kind of mystery is left?
There's just one thing that doesn't make sense, and it relates to Nagito's death. Plus, it's something even Nagito couldn't influence. He couldn't even tamper with the evidence for it.
You lost me, Chucky. What the fuck are you talking about?
You're gonna keep going? Here, I thought we were finally finished.
This is gonna bother me, because she was talking about the file before, like when we first got it, and oh, there's something weird with the file, and I don't get the problem. It'll become apparent, I'm sure. Oh, it could just be the file itself.
I see.
Because he can't influence what the file says about him? Question mark?
is it about the Monokuma file?
Yeah, that's it.
Huh? There was something suspicious in the Monokuma file?
See, with the N covering up his... Oh, never mind. I was going to say, just if you glance at where the N is, the back of his coat looks a little bit like a dick, but then you realise those are his knees, so never mind. Is there a problem with this? I mean, there wasn't any cause of death listed, but is that... That fucking fits as well. So hold on. What are the... Right, so... Right, okay. So, that being the case... I mean... Good God, calm the fuck down, game. I am struggling at looking at what I'm supposed to be seeing here. This is a mess.
Whoa.
I can't even think right now.
Just clear some space, honestly. With this, yeah.
Right. I cannot think. I am. Right. Okay.
Oh, cause of death.
Oh yeah, I don't figure that part out. I just can't think straight because this screen is a fucking mess.
Well, I also am going slightly crazy here. I'm so glad they don't keep these in following games, because this is,
I would defy anyone to get a good grade on this trial. Because what the fuck? Just give me the A. Is there an H? There's an H. There's an H. Just give it to me before. Okay, thank you. That was Worse than the first one, you don't say, but...
In this particular case's Monokuma file, there's no specific cause of death.
Saying that you can't just add the pterodactyl in, or the pterosaur in.
I mean, I'm nauseated by my own performance in that, but also, that was... Eee! Letters! At least it was easy to spell, Jesus. And I forgot the controls halfway through. Good thing I brought this water because my throat...
Isn't that weird? Until now, the files always specified the cause of death.
But the cause of death is obvious, is it not?
Well, if it's supposed to be obvious and it's not specified, then that says to me that it's not the obvious thing. Ergo, the poison. The poison that's heavier than air, and he was tied up at ground level, so...
It is obvious just by looking at it that it was the cause of death.
Maybe it's not included if it's not important enough to write about.
Well, Monokuma?
Yeah, I'd heard that the Hangman's Gambit is so much better in V3. Courtesy of... I think it was Elliot that told me that, but apparently it's a lot better. Thank you. And they have the nerve to call this the improved Hangman's Gambit. Like, no!
There he goes again!
Maybe that was the joke.
I'm so appalled that I have nothing to say.
Yeah, we know this shit sucks, but I mean, it's better than the first game.
Oh, I just realised, well, Monomi's not tied up in any capacity, so good for her. But, like, I mean, like, as a game mechanic, it's certainly better than just, oh, click on the letters as they fly towards you, but it's still overly complicated as...
During Gundam's case, and before during Recon's case, the thing he purposely omitted from the Monokuma file was always the most important mystery in the case.
Please don't use the word purposely. I believe that shouldn't be a word, because it makes people think that purposefully means deliberately, and it doesn't. Purposefully means with purpose, but... or with intent, as opposed to on purpose. And don't even get me started when people say on accident, because no. On purpose, by accident. Pick one.
Are you saying that applies this time too?
Hold on a second.
By purpose.
Then, are you saying there's more to
Equally on.
Nagito's death? Are
Well,
you
no, that's when you have two
suggesting,
purposes.
Again, that his death wasn't
When
a
your
suicide?
purpose is to also.
You guys were the ones who said it was a suicide in the first
When your
place.
objective is a man and a woman, by purpose.
No, I don't think it's a mistake to call Nagito's death a suicide, but it's not
You just
just
said
a
but
suicide.
twice. Good writing. See, accidentally on purpose is fine.
Come to think of it,
When you're rich enough to
Nagito
buy the meaning of life. Damn
really
it! I
commit
fucking...
suicide just to get us
No,
all
that'd be
killed?
by purchase. Never mind.
Well done.
Are you sticking up for him?
That's not what I meant. I mean it in a bad sense.
Bad sense?
I just remembered that his malice always defied our expectations, and that concerns me. For example, would that malice just end here?
Like, if you ever have doubts about the word purpose, just use deliberate instead. Well, I mean, obviously it's not a one-for-one replacement, but just instead of saying purposely, say deliberately, because that's definitely right.
Did
On
Nagito's malice
purpose,
drive him to risk
by
his life for a truth we'd
accident.
reach
I
this
had
easily?
something else I was going with here. For deliberacy. There we go.
I mean, this is
Too
Nagito we're
intentional.
talking about, you know?
How interesting! You sure do believe in Nagito, huh? Because you believe in his malice, you continue to suspect his malice.
Well,
Whenceforth desiration.
talk about malice in Wonderland.
I see. I guess that's
Oh.
what passes for friendship these days.
Woo!
What should we do, you guys? Should we proceed with the vote? I think we should keep going until everyone is satisfied. Even if it's just to be safe.
And if you keep going, then you get to stay alive even longer, even if you come to the wrong verdict. At least you didn't give it too soon, so you're
You
still
are
alive
right.
at the end.
We only get one chance to vote after all.
Just to be safe, huh? Guess I have no choice. If that's the case, I'll do my best to go along with it.
There's a thought. Heather, have I ever shown you Poland's entry from 2011?
This is friggin'
Probably.
annoying.
Oh, okay.
No, elaborate. Remind me, because my memory sucks.
Well, it was in Polish, but there was an English version, and then there was another English version that was like a different arrangement and had like a different lyrical structure. And I feel like that's the most superior version. But then they sent the Polish version to Eurovision, and the acoustics weren't great, and it didn't qualify.
You guys say you're doing it. There's no way I'm gonna back out.
Hey, Monokuma.
I'm just saying the original version, or I don't know if it's the original.
Have to wait.
The adjusted English version involved a lot of trains for some reason. So, you know.
We've come this far. Let's
Choo-choo.
work hard till the very end. If we work together, everything should be all right. That's what I believe.
Oh, splendid. You guys are so splendid right now.
Splendid!
That's right. If all your hopes are united, no despair can shake you.
I love Chiaki so much.
Wait, Gundam was taller than Akane? Maybe not. Maybe I'm misreading where the eyes were supposed to... Like, are the eyes on the portrait where their eyeline would be in the real world? Because if so, Gundam was fucking tall. But yes, it was Magdalena Tull and Yestem. But then there was an English version called Present, and then there was a different English version where they changed the structure ever so slightly called First Class Ticket to Heaven. And it's just this song about a train, and it's fine. It did not deserve last, though. But then again, we've had a lot of lasts that didn't deserve it lately. Ah, yes, the Monokuma Theatre.
No.
I appreciate that they acknowledged that. One millimeter. Such specificity. Huh, he said
Friendship is
distrust.
measured by how long you can stand the silence of someone you're with. That's really sweet. Monokuma actually might have inspired something. Never mind. But yes?
I've forgotten already.
Oh.
Excuse you, there is nothing wrong with Yaoi. And apparently Monomi agrees. Pardon me, taking a drink. D-R-I-N-C-C. Drink.
Man bait?
By now,
Man
there's nothing
bait?
more for me to say.
Okay.
Anyway, my chest is full of pride right now.
Ah, my throb is chesting. Haven't let that one go. But also, you know how we have like mansplaining and like manspreading and that sort of thing? Why don't they call it manstubating now? Just to differentiate from the...
We're masturbating.
Exactly.
Everyone is united against despair. They're totally awesome. That's
The world always
why
needs more Yaoi.
I'm gonna fight too.
Fucking
I will fight
bubbles!
The only way I can. I'm gonna show
Fucking
the guys
bubbles!
there's some retaliation. That's basically it.
So if we're working together, where do we start? With the cause of death missing from the Monokuma file?
Why don't we try removing all our preconceived notions before we discuss this?
I misread
In the
that in so
beginning,
many different ways.
Our discussion advanced by assuming Nagito's death was caused by the spear. It's better to confirm if there are any other possibilities. That's what I think.
So I'm sticking to my theory of it being the poison, because... In fact, that's why he started a fire, so it would vaporize. Duh!
If something other than the spear killed Nagito, all I can think of is the knife stabbed into his hand, but...
That was definitely a gruesome wound, but it wouldn't be the fatal wound, don't you think?
If you think the cuts on his legs and left arm aren't the fatal wounds...
Well, clearly it's something that we can't see, which would be poison damage.
Are we finished already?
I feel like... it's possible that we overlooked something.
I don't know. I mean, Nagito didn't turn purple, so...
Then let's bring up whatever we can
Well,
think
maybe
of,
it killed
one
something on
after
the
other.
inside,
That might
like his
clear some
liver,
things
or
up.
his gallbladder, or his
Exactly.
soul.
We should cooperate
Whoa.
at a time like this.
I mean, at a distance, the profile picture looks like Kokichi, so I think it's safe to say they probably know stuff about this game. Just saying. Hello, by the way. Anyway, debate time. And we've come back down from we're talking about poison. The heat up music. We've come back down from the heat up music, so clearly things are getting
Let us
serious.
consider a different fatal wound.
Yeah, Sonia,
It's
queen.
not the knife in his right hand, right? It's not the other wounds, right?
With all those wounds,
So many wounds.
maybe he simply bled to death.
Plausible, but no.
There's no way he burned to death.
That's for sure. I figured that one out too
Was
late.
the cause of death something that cannot...
Thank
I
you.
agree with that.
Toxicity of the city.
That's it. I totally forgot about that possibility. If the cause of death was something we can't see, then we have to consider poison as a possible method.
Poison running through his veins. It's poison. Except it wasn't through his veins. It was.
It is true that
breathed it in, it
poison
was
is not
vaporized.
something we can see, but why did you bring that up all of a sudden?
I remember. When I went to investigate Nagito's cottage, I discovered something really strange.
Yes, he discovered his fanfiction involving Nagito's frottage. No, okay, I'll go home.
Inside the refrigerator,
Wait, I already am home.
I found a bottle of Monokuma's special poison.
Poison?
TessHex von home.
That's a... I see. Now that you mention it, there's no way a toxin like that doesn't relate to the case at all.
If poison was the cause of death, it would not leave an obvious wound on Nagito's body.
Unless you were to smash cut to one of those adverts they're showing in the UK at the moment about smoking, where it's like, if you could see the damage a cigarette does, you wouldn't smoke. Something
That's really lame.
It's like the advert itself is like some guy who's smoking, and you can just sort of see like the veins on the surface of skin sort of turn black, and his face just kind of dies.
Ew.
It's common for blood blotches to appear.
I
on the body
preferred
that's
back
been
when they
poisoned.
did the crazy over-the-top anti-drug ads for kids.
I see.
Hey, little
You know a
dude.
lot about
You know
medicine.
me. Snake. Dealing in coke, crack,
Weed. It was a good commercial.
Oh yes, coke crack weed is my favorite of the drug.
What does that mean?
I am a cool kid. Hello, fellow humans.
Humans who do the druggings.
But even if blood blotches appear, if the body was already covered in blood, there's no way we'd notice them easily, right?
Did he wound his body just to camouflage them?
That's also a possibility.
We just wanted to make it as difficult as possible. That's just how
Still,
Nagito rolls.
Both of Nagito's hands were full. So how would he drink poison?
Just from the demo, Kaede, Kibo, Gonta for sure. I feel like Shuichi could have his moments, and honestly, Maki, Tsumugi, and Kirumi. Those ones that come to mind. But honestly, Tsumugi is absolutely bae, and I don't trust her at all.
His left hand was tied up and gripping the spear, and his right hand had a knife stuck in it.
If it was a slow-acting poison, it is possible he consumed it in advance.
No, the warning label on the bottle explicitly states the effect is instant.
And I'm so ready to hate Kokichi because he's such a dick in the trial.
Then it's impossible. Both his hands were full just before he died.
And this is when the hardtail appeared.
For fuck's sake, Akane.
You're totally overvaluing that tail.
His mouth was covered with duct tape, you know. If he wanted to drink poison, how'd he get it past his lips?
He breathed it in because it was vaporized, and his vaporized state is
There's
heavier
no way
than
he could
air.
have drank the poison. It might be impossible.
Objection.
Just kidding. It's not like we're out of possibilities yet.
Are there any left?
Hell no. No matter how you slice it,
There are
he
no
was
options
totally
left
killed
because
by
the only
that
one that
spear.
remains is right.
Since we've already ruled out so many possibilities.
Oh
it
my
might be
god,
easier to
Chiaki,
think about what
why?
really killed him. Operation Elimination Method. The hint should be written on the poison's warning label. Maybe.
Must have breathed it. Oh. Oh. Oh, there's gonna be more octahedrons. Oh, at least I've healed compared to last time. Only 2 questions, though. What's the worst that could happen? Except
Oh dear god.
everything. Oh, come on,
Do you
I
know
was
that-
past that.
Do you know the point in Catherine where, like, you've been going up some of the biggest levels in the game, and then all of a sudden one of the levels is just 7 blocks high, and it's like, Oh shit.
I know nothing of Catherine, and I swear that the aim is so specific! Narrow pathways! Pathways? I'm turning into my father, Jesus. I do not speak York. Okay. It was Gaseus. Oh, there's only a single spy foof. A single spy foof. Sure. A vagina that's spying on you. Oh no! I'm bad at these now. This bothers me. Oh come on, I was over the line. Oh.
Oh wow.
Oh. Good thing I could jump. Or just fall. Oh, those yellow things are checkpoints. Oh.
Oh.
I did not realize the purpose of the yellow lines. This is easier. I'm glad I made that jump. Okay. The nose. Nasa people. I hate how bad I've become at these. But to be fair, based on how they've had Nagito in this game, I'd imagine that Kokichi will be fun to hate. Like, he'll be specifically written to be fun to hate, but still. Rainbows! Yay! Nose and gassen. Which just reminds me of that one time in Minish Cap Versus where Yuki said gassen section with no context. I still don't know why to this day.
What if instead of drinking the poison, we assume he inhaled it?
Though I do like Korekio's like design and voice acting, but I feel like he's gonna be problematic.
Inhaled?
It's written on the poison's warning label. Dangerous when vaporized. In other words, breathing in the gas is fatal.
So that's why he had the gas mask for when he was.
Poison
It's
gas.
making sense.
Then all he had to do was breathe it in through his nose.
He breathed that poisonous gas inside the warehouse? But if poisonous gas had spread throughout the warehouse, why didn't it kill us?
Because it got sprunk.
I see! The sprinklers in the warehouse. Thanks to those, we didn't inhale that poison gas.
Cooled that shit back down.
The poison gas disappeared because of the sprinklers? It wasn't the fire?
And now I've had all of my stream moisture, so I'm running on an empty bottle.
Well, this was also written on the poison's warning label.
Fucking that was it. Hydrolysis. Or hydrolysis. Myuu is just
Of course!
annoying in a
Hydrolysis.
hilarious kind of way, so she's gonna be fun, but I don't expect her to survive the entire game. Like, she seems like a chapter 3, 4 kind of. Well, if chapter 3 keeps up the tradition of being a double kill, I feel like she'd be chapter 4, victim-wise.
The chemical bonds that
Because, like,
form
she's
the
too
poison
proud
were
to kill
broken
people
down by
from the
water
impression
from
that I
the
get.
sprinklers.
I could be totally wrong, though.
Also, the poison is apparently denser than air, so it probably didn't affect us because we were standing.
But Nagito was laying down, so he must have breathed in a whole bunch of it, huh?
That's right, because he was on the floor and
If it meets the requirements that well, maybe it's not just a possibility anymore.
Yeah, the true cause of Nagito's death was poisoning. The wounds on his body, the spear in his stomach, it was all to keep us from learning the truth.
So what?
Huh?
We figured out that Nagito died from poison, but so what? In the end, it doesn't change the fact that he committed suicide, right? Then enough already!
Nagito inhaled the poison he prepared and died. Yeah, that still sounds like a suicide.
But then why everything else?
Well, with this, we have a clearer picture. We've also determined the true cause of death. All right, all the mysteries should be solved now. We should get on with the voting time, right?
Well, but...
What? There's still more?
Hajime's making himself look really suspicious. Sort of like how Makoto can't make up his mind in the first game as to whether or not to object everyone. Like he's playing tennis with Kyoko over, I'm suspicious. No, I'm suspicious. Vote for me. No, vote for me. With a name like Mukuro, she has to be dead.
How do you know that?
hey,
What if it's Mukuro back in this game?
there's no reason to wonder about that stuff anymore, you
What
know?
if she's the 17th student?
Wearing Yofumi's pants.
Ah, shit! Ah, shit! It's all coming full circle. Or, I mean, at least full mast.
An accomplice.
Myuu. Chiaki, what did you just say?
If Nagito committed suicide by inhaling poison that he brought, then why wasn't there anything that looked like poison at the crime scene?
But it smelled like poison, and I mean, I didn't notice at the time because I think I was freaking out about something else, but Sonia claimed ownership of that by claiming she'd farted. But that was a miscommunication.
Anything that looked like poison?
If Nagito brought poison to the warehouse, it's strange that we couldn't find it there.
From the impressions I got from Angie, like, she's annoying in the demo, but like innocent annoying as opposed to Kokichi where he's like just flavor annoying. The meat on the bone, yes!
Are you talking about the container the poison was kept in?
Yeah. If Nagito brought it, it's strange we couldn't find that container anywhere, right?
The bone.
Can't
My
carry
god.
around poison without
They
putting
remembered
it in.
case 1.
Yeah, that was written on the warning label.
I'm still, like, I'm glad I streamed these because I wouldn't have had that insight in the chat that I'm the 1% of people who figured that out straight away, as opposed to bone on the meat, or like, it's really obviously meat on the bone. Chapter 2, Boo Boo Bag Bam. The best answer.
The container.
It's probably plastic.
The Adventures of Boo Boo Bag
There's
Bag.
no way it completely incinerates.
And the one ring that rules them all.
Even the plastic fragments.
The one
of
wing
fire
that
grenades
rules
we
them
used to
all.
put out the fire didn't completely
Oh,
burn up,
what's
you know?
this?
Well, the one wing would be,
Does that mean
you know,
someone got
what
rid of
the
the container?
wolf? Wah, 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 wah.
Oh, it's not just a single chicken wing.
So that's why you mentioned an
Chicken
accomplice.
wing. Wah, 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 wah.
That is impossible. I mean, an accomplice? It is just two.
Like, does that really matter all that much?
I've had the possibility of an accomplice has suddenly made everyone uneasy. But like, you're all in the
I mean,
clear.
even
Like,
if he had
you
an
know if you're an
accomplice,
accomplice or not, and you
doesn't change the fact that Nagito
why are
still
you all
committed
uneasy about
suicide.
this?
You're right. Someone might
Very,
have
very
accidentally
hot
took it
wing
away from the
sauce.
crime
Never
scene.
more because it's hot.
Oh, Tenko's another one where she seems irritating, but like, I appreciate at least that she gets called out on her sexism, so
You're
it's
right.
fair.
You're totally
I can
right.
tolerate her.
That's totally it.
Right?
But she's
Isn't it okay
another one
to
I don't
close
expect
this
to last the
case
entire
yet?
game.
I'm not in the mood for unexpected twists.
I suppose I shouldn't focus too hardcore on the next game while we're still playing this one. But once again, to reiterate, once I beat this game, all my streaming will move over to Twitch, and that includes when I stream the third game. The link should still be in the stream description and the video description when this is archived. Constipated Hajime face.
That's no good.
Another constipated face. Huh? We've gone from blowjob faces to constipation
I
faces.
feel like Nagito is seeing through us. By calling this Nagito's suicide, we're trying to take the easy way out so we don't hurt anyone else. But if Nagito was here right now, he'd probably be sneering at us.
I like Himiko a little bit, but I'd like her a lot more if she just fucking spoke faster because she speaks so fucking slowly.
He'd probably say something
Okay,
like,
now I'm done
"So
talking about the
that's
third game."
extent of your hopes.
So Nagito's ghost is whispering to you, huh? The power of friendship
Bursts!
beyond death, huh? A fiery outcome like this is right out of a
Oh,
teen
sorry. What's the new burst music as of Lost World 3DS?
I don't know.
Still, that's pretty messed up.
What is that?
You just be quiet.
Ah yes, the theme of Burst is Wang.
I
And that's
get
all you
what you're
get.
saying, but in the end, the reason he died is still the same as before.
Well, no,
right?
that makes a lot of sense. I mean, after all, you
Even
do
if we
burst
solve
from
this
your
mystery,
wang,
The
so...
conclusion won't change at all.
I mean, it'd be a suicide regardless, right?
Even if there really was an accomplice, is there any reason we should take the time to figure out who it is? Like Fuyuhiko said earlier, it is possible that somebody accidentally removed the poison from the crime scene.
But what if it's the opposite and they accidentally brought the poison to the crime scene, which is exactly what
I
Nagito
just can't
planned?
imagine ending this by turning our backs on the truth.
I like parts of Nagito, but he's also awful.
It's fine, okay?
He's fun to hate.
We're better off not knowing.
There are certain things I'd like to do with parts of Nagito.
And we probably just didn't notice it. Like maybe the container was hiding with the fire grenade fragments.
Oh. So I was right about this as well. Oh no, not no, not another one of these, please. Fire grenade fits, I'll take it. Nope.
Well, I'm more concerned than anything about the fact that Akane said something insightful.
I hate this so much, but at least it's easier than the last one so far. Don't want to jinx it, but still. It was a fur grenade. Oh, whoa, what's this? Oh, that was painless. Oh, I hate that so much, but the previous one was worse.
I see. I got it.
Huh?
The fire grenades. Nagito put the poison inside one of the fire grenade canisters and transported it to the warehouse.
He used one of the fire grenade canisters?
Yes, Akane, that's literally what we just said.
Yeah, the container with the poison in it wasn't secretly taken away by someone.
It was secretly brought by someone.
Instead, it was in a container that didn't need to be taken away in the first place. As long as he put the poison in the same container he brought to the warehouse.
What is that poster? Like, just above the word put. It's like, it's a happy, smiling mushroom man eating a flower with an injector violin in the back of the neck.
It can be hidden with the other fire grenades we used, so there's no need to dispose of the container later.
That bastard. He totally knew we were gonna throw those fire grenades.
Well, of course he did, because there were more fire supplies there before, and they were disposed of, and that was literally pointed out by either Sonia or Chucky. I don't even remember, but one of those two.
Did Nagito exchange the contents of a fire grenade?
Yeah, that has to be it.
When I first discovered those fire grenades, I tried to study them a little bit, but the canister was completely sealed shut by a layer of aluminum underneath the lid.
You just have to peel off that seal and swap the insides, right?
That's how this fits into that.
True, but there was no sign he was even at the break room.
Hold on. Did you say aluminum?
Hajime. Could it be?
Okay, Adele,
If so,
mystery
then there's
water.
no mistake.
Have a nice life.
Nagito definitely swapped the contents of one of the fire grenades.
Seriously? That's impossible. Miss Sonia just said so right now.
I did wonder how that seal was going to come
Sonia's
into play.
words are proof that the poison was swapped with the contents of a fire grenade. Huh?
Have some evidence. Which reminds me,
We found this under Nagito's
in
bed
Professor
when we
Layton
were
versus Phoenix
investigating
Wright,
his cottage.
when Professor Layton presents evidence, his like grand thing, and like the thing that appears on screen in a white bubble in red text is just have a look, and I couldn't not giggle at that because it just sounds so weird in context.
Huh?
Could be worse.
That's
That could
just
be
a
his
piece of
objection.
trash.
Oh no, he has an objection as well.
No.
Just like I think
That is
his
not
take
just a
that
piece
is
of
have a
trash.
look in that sort of rising cadence.
The seal I saw on that fire grenade matched this. It is the same aluminum.
You found the aluminum seal under Nagito's
They
bed?
could have at least had Sonia say aluminium because she is from, well, Croatia, but Croatia's in Europe.
There's more. That's not the only thing we found in Nagito's room. We also found a gas mask and gloves
Put
under
on
his
your
bed,
gas
too.
mask.
Did he use those when he put the poison inside the fire
No,
grenade?
he did it when he was Breaking Bad.
It's a dangerous poison after all. He took extreme caution when swapping them.
So what's the issue?
What's so fuck then?
Nagito put the poison in the grenade canister, brought it with him, breathed it in and died, right? So in the end, he still fucking committed suicide. Enough already!
But there weren't any intact canisters. He would have had to have had it broken open, and he couldn't do that in the state that he was in. Someone had to throw it, and whoever threw it is the real Blackened, and ergo, by way of his bullshit luck, the traitor.
If the canister wasn't thrown away, then it just means that there wasn't an accomplice after all.
Maybe Nagito wanted to give them hope and chance. Like maybe a part of him wanted them to discover the truth.
I told you. The
I don't know.
conclusion is still the same. Nagito committed suicide. End of story.
I admit that there wasn't an accomplice. That was just my
I like
misunderstanding.
that just random curtain in the background next to Chucky. Just, hey, look, here's the ether.
You're right. In actuality, the truth is even more horrifying.
What did you say?
Hey, what are you planning to say now?
What the hell? Do you still want to keep going?
Is this not settled? There is no denying that Nagito's death was a suicide.
No, it's not.
Chucky?
I'm sorry, but I just realized it.
Realized what?
We
I
know
like how dramatic
Nagito used the
Chucky's
grenade
being about
canister
this.
to store the poison. So when was it deployed in the warehouse? When did Nagito breathe in the poison? When I
When it
thought
was
along those
deployed.
lines, that's when I realized it.
I was right about this
Horrifying
too.
truth?
It probably happened at the same time.
I see! Are you saying it was when we all threw the fire grenades?
Yeah, I think so. When we all threw the grenades to put out the fire in the warehouse, the poison was deployed, and it converted to poison gas and killed Nagito.
If that is true, then the person who brought the
Though
poison
I feel as though
and
under
spread it was...
real world law, at the very least, the perpetrator would only get away, like that they would be convicted of manslaughter, if that. And even then, I think it would still be, no, the person who orchestrated the events would be the one convicted and not the one who actually deployed the poison in the real world, but this is Nagito, he's relying on a technicality that makes no sense.
What the heck?
One of us threw the poison grenade that killed Nagito?
Hold on a sec. Then Nagito was...
It would mean he didn't kill himself.
I mean, he was going to, it's just someone beat him to it with poison. By his own planning.
You said so yourself! You said Nagito committed suicide!
Then who killed Nagito?
You mean, who's the actual killer, right?
Do you know?
Who prepared the poison fire grenade that killed Nagito?
Well, that was Nagito. We've been over this.
It was Nagito, obviously. We just discussed this a few minutes ago.
Then who set the warehouse fire that caused one of us to throw the poisoned grenade?
I mean, technically Akane, but, I mean, Nagito set it up.
I see! That was also Nagito.
Hey, how many times are you gonna ask the same damn question?
The next question will be my last. Considering all the facts up till now, why did Nagito set the warehouse on fire?
To make sure we're in a situation where you'd need to deploy the grenades. Yeah.
I see! Don't tell me. He set the warehouse on fire just so we'd have to throw the fire grenades?
He set the fire just so we'd put it out? Why'd he do that?
Because he knew what the poison
It was a trap.
A trap?
Preparing the poison. Creating a reason for us to throw the poison. It was all a setup by Nagito.
But what if they'd had like a train where like someone stood in the break room and passed the grenades out to the next person, who passed them to the next person, to the next, to the next, to the next, and then one person throws all the grenades? That would have tomfuckered his plan a little bit.
It was all a trap to make one of us throw the poisoned grenade.
Seriously, I'm asking you who threw it.
I don't know. The person who threw it probably didn't know either.
Huh? Could it be... Was that Nagito's trap?
This wasn't an intentional murder. This was a murder that Nagito forced someone to do.
Which, that's why I say, this wouldn't fly in an actual court. This would be, right, well, Nagito set the whole thing up, so he's the only one culpable here.
And for that reason...
I'm glad this is
He
the
put the
first
fire
time
grenade
this
that he
is
filled with
happening.
poison
It
with the
took
other
2
grenades.
games, and even then, in total, 11 cases to get to the point where somebody didn't want to be the killer. This was something I've been kind of waiting for, because that idea of intent has been so deeply ingrained into this, so that we, despite the fact that it's horrible that we've been killing our friends or whatever this whole time, this is the first time where the person who is the killer is 100% blameless.
I mean... yeah, I suppose that's true. Because, like, Case 1 was halfway towards this, where Terutoru was still going to kill someone, it just happened to be the wrong someone, and he had no way of knowing the difference. And Case 4, there wouldn't have been a murder if they hadn't been in the funhouse. But then that was mutual consent rather than mutual absence of... well, no. Like, both the killer and the victim wanted to do the thing, whereas in this case, the killer didn't, but the killee did. So, yeah, okay, fair enough.
Setting up a murder nobody can solve. That was Nagito's true goal.
What? What the hell?
What the hell?
Nagito did not commit murder. Instead, he manipulated someone else into killing him?
So it's... second murder once removed.
To do that, he set a trap to force someone to kill him. The poison grenade and the fire were traps. That's why the curtain was the fire's origin point.
Every time I say origin, it sounds like orgy.
All the fire grenades we threw at the curtain shattered once they fell to the floor. Because of that, Nagito, who was laying face up on the floor, was able to breathe in the dense poison, and then...
Hold on! If that's true, you can't say the poison was the cause of death.
Well, you can, because it acts instantaneously.
It might be the poison's fault he let go of the spear, but the actual cause of death could be either one.
Even so, the poison is what caused him to let go of the spear.
That's right! Nagito's killer is the one who made him breathe the poison!
Fuck you, Monokuma.
Are you fucking serious?
That was his trap all along. Even the wounds all over his body, it was all to mess with the evidence for what actually happened. His true goal was creating a murder that nobody can solve.
But as I said, this just foists us back to the original thought that I'd had of why would he want to make someone other than himself the Blackened in a case where even the Blackened wouldn't know? If not to kill everyone but his chosen Blackened, which means that Nagito has a motive for wanting the traitor from the Future Foundation alive and everyone else not to be, which feeds back into my conversion therapy idea of, like... in the previous game, Junko said that Hope's Peak didn't survive the tragedy apart from Junko's own class. Then who the fuck are these people? Well, perhaps they weren't killed as part of the tragedy, but instead became part of the problem, and the Future Foundation is the hope side of the equation trying to de-despair them, and that's why the Future Foundation can't be trusted, and that's why Nagito wants to kill everyone except the Future Foundation representative.
He wanted to prove to us that there are mysteries that just can't be solved with educated guesses.
He probably expected that his fake suicide would be found out. After all, a mystery that can be solved is destined to be solved in the end.
You still here, Heather?
I am still here.
Good, good.
However, he also prepared a mystery
I'm just waiting
that
for the
couldn't
big,
be
like...
solved.
So how do we figure out who the traitor is?
As you solve mysteries and bolster your hope, a huge mystery comes along and slaps you in your faces! For those of you who believe there are no unsolvable mysteries, that is when you finally taste despair.
Tasty. Tastes like water.
Oh my god.
And pizza and lettuce and carrots and garlic bread that has since been washed down.
Meaning, he used all of the prior class trial verdicts to prepare this trick.
I care, Heartbeat.
Not all mysteries can be solved. Such a devious trick he played on you, as expected of Nagito.
That's totally messed up. That's so fucked up.
It is my fault, because I told you all about the fire grenades. I am so sorry. Please vote me as a killer.
Oh, Sonia, you cinnamon roll.
That's not the fucking issue here.
It's not Miss Sonia's fault. This is all Nagito's doing.
But what should we do? How can we even figure out who the killer is?
It's impossible.
Impossible?
Nagito wanted to create a scenario where we couldn't make a decision. That's why we're at an impasse.
So clearly we just need to go over all the facts again in the form of a comic, and that will somehow...
However, Monokuma
I don't know,
also does
egg.
not know who the killer is, right?
That's right. There's no way he'd be able to figure that out with just his surveillance cameras. If Monokuma doesn't know, his trial doesn't count. Isn't that right?
You know, I don't actually need stuff like cheap-ass surveillance cameras or whatever. I know perfectly well what's happening on this island at all times.
But the murder didn't happen on this island, it happened on the last island. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
I know you used the bathroom 3 times yesterday, Sonia. And one of those visits seemed to take a while.
Please stop! I will never become queen!
How can you...
She's already queen. She knows the way.
How can you have such an awful power?
Oh my god, Monokuma,
So,
seriously.
of course this trial still counts. Do your very best to guess who the killer is.
Yes, he says.
Oh my god,
How are we supposed to
Kazumichi,
do
yes!
Is giving up all we can do?
No, it's too early to give up.
Is there any way to figure out who the killer is?
Well, Nagito probably wanted to oust the traitor, so if the traitor just comes forward, then
Even though it's
it'll probably line up.
It's possible that it's probably... There's one way, I think.
She knows the way.
Really? Hey, is it alright if we look at Nagito's crime one more time from the beginning? I want to make sure my hunch is correct.
Oh good, so we do have to
Hajime,
put together the comic.
Please.
And it has to be Hajime, for some reason. Okay, this time I'm not going to forget that there's another page, because for those that missed the last trial, which was at the start of November, we've since looked it up, I missed an entire page of the comic and got stuck for quite a while. Because I didn't realise there was an extra page.
I got it. Let's do this then.
I have learned from my mistake. I still think that the Case 3 comic was disappointingly short. Okay, so... God, Nagito looks drunk. Poison! Don't have that. There's a lot of fire grenades. At this point... I'll just put this oil lighter here. Oh good, this is going well so far. Right, is there anything else back here? I'm guessing that's probably the foil seal. The fourth seas. Doesn't look like anything we have. That's also not anything we have. I'll come back to that just in case. Don't have that yet. I don't think we have that yet either. Right, that one we definitely have. Good. This we do not have. Okay, so that I don't think we need. I don't think we need that one either. So I think we do just need to supply. I just realized as well, like everyone is the grey murder person in this comic apart from Nagito, which is just glorious.
I like the fact that the grey murder person doesn't always look deranged. Like this, none of these look messed up, deranged. Like no one has the intent to kill, which is fucking genius.
Doing well so far. I'm performing the switcheroos. Now, is there anything else on this side of the... Okay. That's going to be the foil when that eventually comes up. And then... nope. Nope. Message, I guess? Oh, good. Oh god, there's multiple stops. Well, luckily, sees. And that's fake, so I've already seen it. There we go. How did he hold up the spear with that? Final stock? Final stock. The plushie with its erect blade.
What would Nagito have done if the sprinklers came on sooner?
Here's everything that happened in this case.
Oh, he still would have died, to be fair.
The person who actually arranged this incident was the victim, Nagito Komaeda.
He looks so drunk in this picture, and the bottle doesn't help. Dun dun!
He kept a specific item inside
Yes,
his
I'm doing
cottage
this again.
that he needed for his plan. Monokuma's special poison, which he brought with him from the Octagon.
Shut! Good onomatopoeia. Whoosh! Snug!
Using the gloves and
Smooth.
gas mask that he got from the military base.
Pee! Or just pee!
Nagito swapped the contents of a fire grenade he took from the plushie factory break room with
Oh,
that
and also,
poison.
look. I was sort of taking a screenshot just because if you look at it, it says pea eel. Like they're already two separate words.
When he did that, a specific item was left as evidence. The blue aluminum seal on the grenade.
That
With
face.
that, Nagito finished making the poisoned fire grenade, took it with him to the factory.
Oik! Oh,
And,
and
put
then
it back with the
ta-da.
rest of the grenades in the break room.
ELP, yes. But, like, I grossly missaw that top left bit of onomatopoeia. Like, it's supposed to be CHK. I misread it as UIK. Of course, ELP is highly poisonous.
The next morning, Nagito
Everyone is
appeared
the
before
culprit.
us and declared that he hid a bomb somewhere. While we were looking for the bomb, that's when Nagito headed over to the goods warehouse. In order to set up a fire, Nagito arranged the Monokuma panels in a line going from the door to the curtain and placed an oil lighter
From the
in front of
window to the wall.
it. From there, Nagito set his insane plan in motion.
Music tunes.
First, he hung the spear that he took from Nezumi Castle from the ceiling girder by its cord. Then he tied his arms and legs at the back of the warehouse with rope. However, he burnt off the rope on his right arm beforehand.
Tug, tug, tug.
In doing so, he made sure that only his right hand was free, while his remaining arm and legs were tied up.
Hair. Hair. Vush, vush.
As he gripped the
Trying
tip
to
of
watch
the rope
Rugrats.
hanging
What
over
the
ceiling
hair?
girder with his left hand,
What's a dinosaur to dine? What's a saw to dine? What's a do?
he lay down face up.
What's a
just
what's a
beneath
what's
the
a what's a
dangerous
dine a dine a dine?
But this was just the beginning of Nagito's plan. And then, he did something no one could have predicted.
Excuse you.
First, he covered his mouth with duct tape, and after making sure he was unable to scream,
Shing.
he
Spurt.
stabbed himself with the knife
God.
multiple times in his left arm
Hot.
and both of his thighs.
Just if that pink was white instead, then
Finally.
it would be a very different scene. Done. Doom. Christmas card for Doom.
He put the knife on the plushie and slammed his right hand over
Doom
the
needs a Christmas card.
He didn't just want us to think he was tied up. He also wanted us to think he'd been tortured. Through all this, Nagito never let go of the spear. His plan still wasn't over. In fact, it was just about to begin.
Man's got issues. Boom.
Meanwhile,
That face.
we finally arrived at the plushie factory and found Nagito's message. After seeing his message, we instantly made our way to the warehouse. But that was part of Nagito's plan.
Kabam.
He opened the door to the warehouse, which inadvertently started the Monokuma
That made
panel
my brain
domino
vibrate.
effect.
Thud.
The panels fell one after another until they reached the lighter, tipped it over, and ignited the curtain.
Swap.
Shocked by the sudden fire, We rushed to the factory's break room to obtain some fire-extinguishing grenades.
I almost feel like... Oh, zoom, shoom, whoosh, by the way.
We then aimed for the fire's origin point, which was the curtain, and unloaded the entire supply.
First of all, that's terrible design if you use every single fire grenade on a single fire. But also, I feel like the Danganronpa like comics should always have everyone's grey except for the victim. But then again, that would present some problems if someone's instrumental in a case without being guilty.
It never occurred to us that one of those grenades was the poison grenade that Nagito had prepared.
Swoosh! Crash. Shoo.
The poison sank to the floor, instantly vaporizing due to the intense heat, and spread everywhere.
Flinch!
The poison gas quickly drifted to the curtain at the back of the warehouse, where Nagito was.
I wonder how much longer this trial is, bearing in
poison
mind.
has a unique quality in which it becomes heavier than air when
Something tells me it's gonna keep going for a little while.
Yeah, we've been going for 2 hours, so yeah, almost very likely.
That poison gas completely
I
surrounded
appreciate
the
that
area
it's
where Nagito lay
been
face up on
treated
the
as
floor.
something relatively straightforward because Nagito's just that messed up, so it's a pretty good fuck.
There,
Yeah,
Nagito
really sad.
inhaled the poison, and if it didn't instantly kill him, he certainly lost consciousness.
Splotch!
Caused him to let go of the rope in his left hand, and the falling spear plunged into his stomach. This is all the information related to Nagito's plan.
That is an excellent portrait in the bottom left. I guess that's a good question, Claude, but I'm struggling to visualize how that would fit into everything.
His true intention was to set one of us up as the killer. At this time, we still don't know who the killer is, because the killer wasn't aware they killed someone.
Show me
Try as
potato
we
salad.
might, we cannot reach that truth. That was Nagito's trap. In conclusion, the fact that we can't determine the killer's identity.
That's good. That is good. That is a very Oh, hi, Ben. Oh, hi, Mark. But that was a very good ending screen.
This should be the truth behind Nagito's trap.
So how's your sex life?
How about it, Chiaki? Will that
Conflating
help you
all of the
figure out
room
who
at
the
once.
killer is?
Chiaki?
Just as I thought.
Chiaki
It's
cheese.
impossible, isn't it?
That would be her stripper name.
You say we just have to vote for someone?
What Hajime said is probably true. That's part of the reason why I thought it was a little strange. Did Nagito really not care who the killer was?
Oh, right. Then yeah, Claudia, that's right. But then, it could be explained by Nagito's super luck that Fuyuhiko just happened to go to the wrong place.
He said
Or the
this to
right
us
place for the
earlier.
plan. Maybe I did, Heartbeat, except if you're underage, do not answer because you should not have an answer. Have you... Did the room never make it to Germany?
I can't talk about it, it's confidential.
That feeling of belief is at the heart of his trick.
What surprised me the most is his surname is supposed to come from the French word oiseau. But, like, if he was truly French, he wouldn't spell it with a W, because, like, he'd be too proud of his language.
He believed we'd notice the fire grenades.
What is it in
He
French?
believed we'd try to extinguish
Oiseau.
the flames.
O-I-S-E-A-U.
O-I-S, okay.
And he believed
I still like the
we'd
fact that the
trap.
French word for yeah is literally just like turning we into like a
Ouais.
drawn out
believe
drunken
in us.
slur. So,
Nagito
what's the same in
put
English?
his life-threatening
Like,
plan
yes
into
becomes
effect.
yeah.
yeah, because it probably originated from like what? Somebody like sitting there like, you know, what are you gonna do to me?
Yes.
So, yeah, no,
What's wrong
you
with
stretch
that?
that out, yeah,
There's
and
one
then you
more
just don't
thing,
bother
remember?
finishing the word.
Something that Nagito believed in from the bottom of his heart. I want you to try to remember what that is.
Hope and also his dumb luck. Except it wasn't dumb luck, it was very clever
believed
luck,
in his talent as the ultimate lucky student.
which made it dumb. Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Guess the last
I mean,
thing
his
to
luck is the
believe
reason
in
why
is
this
his
worked
own
so perfectly.
talent.
That's not so strange, really. Most of us here have been relying on the same thing.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, heartbeat, I lost my virginity at age 12. So, now that's in the air.
But, in his case, it was pretty remarkable, wasn't it? It almost seemed like he had blind
Welcome
faith in us.
to Tess, have a banana.
You're right. The same thing happened when he cleared the final dead room at the funhouse.
Stop trying to make me remember scenes that we saw over a month ago. 2 months ago. 2.5 months ago. That was a good noise. I'm proud of that noise. Not my best. There was a better one in the 6th Skyward Sword stream, but still. And you don't know like how I pronounce bombed, apparently. I watched the stream back and I still don't hear it. So many
But
lucks.
his luck doesn't have anything
Wait,
to
was
do
that a
with the
flashback
case
within a
this time,
flashback?
right?
I just thought it was strange that it doesn't connect to anything. He factored in his belief in us, but for some reason he didn't factor in his own luck.
Well, of course he did, because otherwise it wouldn't have gone perfectly to plan.
No, there's no way. I mean, this is Nagito we're talking about.
Oh, right.
What did he
In
do?
terms of who the traitor is. Also, YouTube reckons I have a notification, so I don't know if I caught this on stream last time, but at the end of the last stream, I realized that mid-stream, YouTube had actually logged me out. I mean, it was still streaming, because of course, OBS doesn't need login, it needs the stream key, so that was fine, it didn't affect anything. It's just, I was logged out during my own stream.
You know,
And now I've got a notification, which
he
implies
wasn't just after
the exact
anybody.
opposite.
He probably had a target. A target he was aiming for all along. A person to set up as the killer.
A target? Who?
Target!
The target's true identity. Even Nagito didn't know it. That's why he relied on being the ultimate lucky student, and incorporated that luck into his plan. As long as he had his luck, he believed the target he was after would pick up the fire grenade.
You mean he left his plan to luck?
He risked his life for that?
So it is going after... this is leaning towards option B of my prediction at the top of the trial, that the way they'd work out who threw the poison grenade, because I predicted that as well, was the traitor being like, well, it was probably after me, so it was me. Execute me and the rest of you will survive, and then just luckily being right because Nagito's fuck luck.
He probably risked his life just so his ultimate luck could decide this.
Who is it? Who's the target Nagito is after?
I still think we're gonna have to figure out the traitor somehow.
I see.
Well, given the conversation's taken that turn, it's probably going to be sooner rather than later, and we still don't have any clues to go
Nagito
on.
was after the traitor, huh?
Well, that's not entirely true. We have my prediction.
Then he relied on his luck to weed out the traitor.
How funny would it be if the game asked the same of the player? Like, right, you need to rely on your luck. Just pick someone at random, and if you don't get it right, you'll take damage, but then you get to try again.
Nagito didn't know who the traitor was until the very end. All he could do was rely on his own luck.
Then what he said in his video message.
How do we know we watched that to the end, by the way? Like, maybe there's more. Maybe he's like, psych, don't actually come into the warehouse because you're actually going to kill me. Ah, shit, they didn't listen to this part.
And he knew that because he was ultimate lucky student.
Yes.
So he was just bluffing.
That's probably true. By that point, his plan should have already been in motion.
But if he just wanted to out the traitor, he didn't have to go this far and make that person the killer.
Unless he wanted to kill everyone but the traitor, in which case this is exactly what he had to do.
Damn it! We're all in a huge bind because of that.
It means he wants us to beat the traitor.
By finding out who the traitor is, our hopes will shine even brighter by overcoming that despair.
See, in saying that, that makes it a win-win situation for Nagito, because either the traitor survives this plan goes off flawlessly, if that is his plan, and if not, then hey, hope beat despair from the perspective of the surviving students, question mark.
That's something he'd say.
I still think Hajime threw the poison.
Well, I'm sticking by Chiaki for no reason other than that was my prediction to begin with.
It looks like
Although the fact that she scanned her notebook first, I think is really fascinating.
Shut.
Like, it could very well be her, just because of the thing, do.
I think, given the nature of the fact they've come to the island totally amnesiac, well, relatively, I think only the traitor could safely step up and scan. Because, I mean, for one, I think the thing was... I mean, it doesn't matter that the machine would have rejected no matter who scanned it, but also... several possibilities arise. But either way, only the traitor could know that they were safe in taking that action, because everyone else, if they use their own handbook, what if it is me but I've forgotten? Or... I'll use someone else's handbook, but what if that someone else is the traitor? If the traitor themselves scans their own handbook, they'll out themselves and, okay, let's end this fast, okay, yeah, it was me. Or, they'll scan someone else's handbook, knowing that they aren't the traitor because the person doing the scanning is. If that makes any sense at all. Like, only the traitor could safely put together a plan to prevent themselves from being outed as a traitor in that manner.
And that concludes my argument. Nagito's plan was to make the traitor kill him. What are you gonna do? Are you guys gonna believe me?
The only thing we can do is believe.
Believe like it's Albania 2016 in the Junior Eurovision.
If we don't,
that song was robbed.
And we'd just be relying on our luck when we cast our votes.
But even if we do believe, what should we do? I mean, if we don't know who the target is, there's no way we can even vote.
You are absolutely right. It is hard to think the traitor would reveal themselves now.
If, by chance, the traitor revealed themselves during that bomb scare, what would have happened?
See, that sounds like Chucky stepped up with the intent of going, beep, oh look, it's me, what a surprise. But then again, this is confirmation bias talking.
Would it have stopped Nagito from acting so reckless?
Just it's a strange time to bring this question up.
But they couldn't help it. Even if they wanted to reveal themselves, they couldn't do it.
You forgot about Sweden every time except for Diggy Loo Diggy Lay.
Because they weren't created to do that.
Chiaki?
What's wrong, Chiaki? Get a hold of yourself!
That's why I want you guys to guess.
You want us to guess?
Yeah, I want you to guess.
What? What does
Oh
that mean?
fuck, oh, it's happening!
Who do you think it is, Hajime? Who do you think the Future Foundation sent to infiltrate your group as the traitor?
Why?
The word created,
A
by the
traitor
way.
who's not allowed to think that they're different from everyone else.
Why?
A traitor who can only interact with everyone as a traitor.
Why?
Because that's the nature of their existence. They can only exist as a traitor.
Seriously, why?
Who do you think is the traitor? Hajime, please.
Crystal Mew, don't fail me now. Hajime didn't even have a voice line for that.
It's... you? Chiaki, you're the traitor?
Please! Hold on!
Aw, you totally guessed right.
Hey-oh.
Just as expected. Yep, you're correct. I'm the traitor.
Oh fuck, down to the... Hey, it's me. How do you do this, Tess?
Mew.
The agent sent by the Future Foundation to hide among you all is me.
A quick question for anyone who happens to be in the chat. I know how Facebook, YouTube rather, has some emoji, emoticon things, whatever. If there is one of a lion and one of a crystal ball, then feel quite free to put that exactly once in the chat. That's just a thing that I do on Discord. So, you have my permission? You have my permission to also refrain if you so choose.
Hey, Chiaki. Are you being serious right now?
Chiaki is the traitor? That is a lie, right? Surely you must be joking.
Hey, listen, hey, it's me. Glorious.
I'm sorry. It's the truth.
Hey, what are you saying sorry for?
What does this mean? You... up till now... You've been tricking us?
But like I said, it's like Knight's Journey of Dreams. You know, just because Chucky's a traitor, she's not actually acted on it. And oh, good. Oh, that's so cute. I mean, it looks kind of like a Shiba Inu poking its head through a fence, but I'll take it. No.
We were not tricked! After all, we have been working together all this time. We have been helping each other all this time. Chiaki, being a traitor, being a member of that horrifying future foundation.
We don't know they're the bad guys, and I would argue that they're not, because Monami was horrified at the concept of Monokuma appearing on the island, so since there are odds, that would suggest that Monokuma is despair, because Monokuma is always despair, which means that Monami is hope, which means Osami is hope, which means the future foundation represents hope.
That is obviously a lie!
Please, wait! The future foundation isn't what you think it is!
Shut the fuck up! We're talking to Chiaki!
No, I have nothing more to say.
Why?
Because we already know the killer's true identity. So the only thing left to do is vote.
Hold on! We're not satisfied yet!
If you say you are the traitor, please provide an explanation that will help us understand. We cannot vote until we are satisfied. That is what you said earlier, Chiaki.
Being happy and being satisfied aren't the same thing.
Hey, if you're really the traitor, why'd you wait till now to reveal yourself?
To fill you with the most despair. I mean, for fuck's sake, Fuyuhiko.
It's weird, isn't it? Waiting until right now to out yourself.
It's definitely strange, right? Or rather, why was I able to do that?
Because you'd been accused and you hadn't been accused up to that point, right?
Maybe I wanted to protect everyone.
Oh, you're talking on a spiritual level. Okay.
Hey, Hajime. Can you do me a small favor?
Favor? Me?
I want you to prove to them that I'm the traitor.
What? What are you saying? Why do I have to do that?
I want to explain everything to you guys, but as I expected, that's rather difficult. That's why the only thing I can do is...
Oh, I get it.
What do you get?
That she was willing to put her handbook first in order to stop the bombs.
I want you to do it.
See,
I believe you can prove it.
I could believe either way. Either she was willing to out herself there and then, or that she was hiding to see where it led, just in case Nagato didn't do something crazy. I could believe either. And also, I like how even when she's being shady, Chucky is still super nice.
Whether I can prove it
like,
or
not even in a...
That's not the problem.
Like, affably evil kind of way, but like she's not evil,
Sincere.
she's just shady.
Don't you understand? You may as well be asking me to kill you. There's no way I can do that.
I'm very sorry, but this is the only way. So please.
Looks like we gotta do what we can.
See, why are you having your orgasm face right now, Fuyuhiko? That's not appropriate.
It's not like I believe she's the traitor. There's just no way we can ignore this without confirming it.
If she was just disguised or something, this would have been a heck of a lot easier for us to understand, but...
She's not disguised at all! 'Cause Chiaki isn't the traitor.
Monami, shut up.
Monami?
Too bad. I'm not part of the same group as that girl. I don't know anything about that girl at all.
Except you've had the highest affinity out of anyone for the course of the entire game, because she could summon you at will and even spent time with you during the party in Chapter 1.
Hey,
so shut up,
are you
Monami.
trying to cover for her like that? You suck!
Boo.
I've always been alone. I have no friends anywhere. That's why I have no relation to Chiaki whatsoever.
Hajime, you're going to listen to my request, right?
Chiaki isn't my friend. I hate Chiaki so much.
I don't quite believe that. Well, panic block action. How do these work again? Oh dear. Oh dear, that's a lot of everything. Okay, so it is all left mouse button. Okay.
Hajime, you stupid face! Let's all get along. I won't let you. Let's all get along.
I'm so glad this is going up again for Monami.
Burst open and mix. I can't lose. Hajime, you stupid face!
Oh no, what if... What if this is the intent? The point of Chiaki being the traitor isn't that she's doing anything treacherous to the group, it's that she's here to break Monomi.
I would say what good does breaking Monomi represent, but if this truly is the Matrix and she's part of the AI controlling it, then yeah, that would be problematic.
Oh, fuck.
Monomi's notebook.
This is the end.
My only friend to the end. Everything was going so well until I accidentally missed one single beat
I
to...
discovered a notebook with the new Sami logo on it.
See, I forgot you had to release the mouse button on a beat as well. So, whoops.
That's your notebook, right? The one Nagito stole from you.
I don't know. I don't know.
Don't tell me. Is that where the traitor's true identity is written?
That's right! Since I knew something like this would happen, I made sure to bring it here today.
So sudden?
Give me that notebook.
So, if they truly are affiliated, does that mean that one of them is going to get executed as well? That wouldn't make any sense.
What is this? Is this Monomi's diary?
Is the traitor's identity written in here?
Nagito was probably looking for that too. So that might be why he stole the notebook. But you wouldn't know who the traitor is just by reading this notebook. Of course, Nagito wouldn't know either. However, it's different for me.
You know?
It took me this long, but I finally understand.
Oh? Oh. Oh. Yeah, okay.
First of all, this isn't Monomi's diary. Apparently she can't write.
Then the one who wrote this is...
someone connected to Monomi. Meaning, it's not a mistake to think that the traitor wrote it.
If so, is this like a report that the traitor was sending to Monomi?
Is it evidence that they were observing our actions and reporting to Monomi?
Oh.
But how would you know who the traitor is from that?
Because there's an entry written in here that only me and one other person would know.
Oh. That. Yeah. I did wonder why he fixated on that entry, but it makes sense now.
In the notebook, there was a specific entry. There it is. It's true. I tried to go inside the final dead room, but the only one who knew that.
Now I remember that happening. Yeah, I'd forgotten whether it was
That's
Chiaki
right.
or Monomi that had appeared
The
in
only
that
person
sequence,
who
but
knew that is Chiaki.
in hindsight, yeah.
That's why Chiaki is the only person who could have possibly written about this.
There must be some mistake. I mean, if Chiaki is the traitor, what was all that time we spent with her?
This auction doesn't
Was
exist.
that all a lie too?
Miss Sonia.
Chiaki is... she is being controlled by Monokuma. That is why we should help her.
I'm not satisfied either. I mean, if you were the traitor, there's no way you do something so stupid when we found the bomb.
Now that you mention it, Chiaki immediately went to the card reader with her handbook.
She tested it out right away after being told it would only react to the traitor's handbook.
That doesn't make any sense. A traitor would be more cautious than that.
Unless she wanted to out herself then.
Chiaki probably knew the bomb was a fake. That's why she also knew Nagito's trap was a bluff.
That too.
She knew?
Yeah, because Monomi saw Sonia's experiment, so probably would have told Chiaki not to worry.
That is a mistake! That must be a mistake!
It's all falling into
Why are you
place.
saying such things? Do you really want Chiaki to be the traitor?
Of course not.
I will not believe it! I refuse to believe Chiaki is a traitor! There is just no way!
But then nobody will be saved.
Oh, have I got a big session again? But yeah, it was... I do believe Sonia, when she was talking about, oh, I went to the school to try and blow it open and then I found out it was a firework, I feel like the fact that Monomi was present for that is going to be the key here.
Chiaki is not the traitor!
When we were trying to turn off the bomb, Didn't Chiaki use the card reader right away?
If she's a traitor, she would have been more cautious.
There's no way Chiaki would have known if that bomb was fake or not. The only person who knew it was a fake was me, when I
False.
tried to detonate.
Because Monami was also...
You said so yourself.
That's not it. Sonya shouldn't have been the only one who knew it was a fake.
And Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone as well.
The bomb at the military base wasn't real. You said so yourself.
Is that true, Miss Sonia?
Chiaki heard about it from Monami. That's why she knew the bomb was a fake.
Since I've been found out, I'll just confess. The reason I couldn't tell anyone I knew the bomb was a fake was because if I had said that, I would have had to explain how I heard about it from Monami.
I did not want to hear that.
Oh, Sonia, your heart is too big. I know that feel.
Enough already. Please do not say another word.
Look inside yourself. You know it to be true.
I do not want this anymore. I am so very tired of doubting people.
Sonya.
And just because she knew the bomb was a fake does not mean we should decide she is the traitor!
But Monokuma... Oh, we're not even got the music. Oh. Feelings. But, yeah, this all comes down to Monokuma's account because he quite proudly said he hadn't told anyone.
Even if she knew the bomb was fake, that does not prove Chiaki is the traitor! If that counts as evidence, I should be doubted too! After all, I also knew the bomb was fake. Even if she knew the bomb was fake, that does not prove Chiaki is the traitor! If that counts as evidence,
You just need to know which ones
I should
aren't.
be doubted too!
That's dumb.
After all, I also knew the bomb was fake.
This is dumb. I mean, I get it. It needs to be poignant, but
Even
still.
if she knew the bomb was fake, that does not prove Chiaki is the traitor. If that counts as evidence, I should be doubted too. After all, I also knew the bomb was fake.
Exceed. I still question that choice
Knowing
of
it
words.
was a fake isn't the problem. What matters is who told her. What matters is that she heard about it from Monami.
There was someone other than me and Monami who knew that bomb was fake. That someone is Monokuma. Monokuma said so earlier, correct? He knows everything about this island.
That was... Okay, I will own it. That was preemptiveness on my part.
There was someone other than me and Monami who knew that bomb was fake. That someone is Monokuma.
I'm just gonna heal because I can.
Monokuma said so earlier, correct? He knows everything about this island. Monokuma probably told Chiaki that it was fake beforehand.
Nope. Because he was so proud about how he hadn't. I'm sorry, Sonia. I'm so sorry. You're still best girl.
Monokuma probably knew the bomb was a fake. But Monokuma shouldn't have told anyone either.
Good grief.
That... Monokuma may have just been lying.
No, he won't lie at times like this. You already know that.
Hajime, are you going to believe Monokuma over Chiaki?
That's not it.
Was that strange percussion, or Heather, are you having moments?
It's just, even if
Oh,
Chiaki
no, that was
is the
strange
traitor,
percussion, but I am
is it
having
really
moments.
okay to
Just
vote
very...
for her?
Okay.
That basically just means we
Dude,
have to
this is
believe
doing
in
a lot of
Nagito's
things
luck,
to me.
right?
Not least.
I feel
the
so
fact that
bad for Sonia!
So do I, but on the plus side, it means that I was
That's not
right.
it.
So, you know.
Oh, it's a heartbreaking moment, but I was fucking right, you asshole!
So, here's the thing then.
There's no way I can believe in Nagito.
So, if we're executing Chiaki, like, will she be executed as Ultimate Gamer or as Traitor? Because, like, Gamer has more possibilities, but Traitor would be more thematically fitting, but, like...
I'm telling you, that's not it!
I mean, have I, is that a thing that I've done? Have I predicted executions up till now?
Or Nagito.
A couple times you have.
We have to believe in Chiaki.
Well then, I'll go with the ultimate gaming nightmare, Tetris.
Huh?
It doesn't matter who the traitor is.
Mostly, to be fair, because of Sonic Mania, just because of the fucking Metallic Madness, the Tetris bit.
Even if Chiaki is the traitor,
Oh, yeah!
that's not the Chiaki I know. I believe in the Chiaki who's been with us this whole time.
I like how you immediately think of Sonic Mania for that.
Even though I called out as Tetris, yeah.
That Chiaki is saying she wants to protect us.
You know what I mean.
Well,
it's like, instead of saying Metallic Madness from Sonic CD, it's no, fuck you, it's from Sonic Mania.
Well, it's because Mania handled it better. It gives you more warning rather than just death drifting slowly from above.
So
but the fact that
we can do is believe her.
The reason why I think of a Sonic game in general,
nobody's going to be saved.
Rather than going straight to Tetris, is in a Sonic game you can be crushed by the thing that reminds you of it, and in Yoshi's Island as well. You can be crushed by the actual Tetris as opposed to controlling the Tetris. So that seems like a suitable execution. But it could just be something basic like, oh no, it's Excite Bike, the timer's run out, you're gonna die. Is there a timer in Excite Bike?
Hey, can you listen to me a little?
I don't know.
There's
I don't play old games.
sad about, you know?
I only played it because it was in the first Animal Crossing that was released in the
This is
Western.
different from what happened before.
I think it was in Double Tsunomori E+ as well. I don't know about the original, so...
Unlike before, you guys
I think the
don't have to
earliest
stay
gaming
alive by
release I've
doubting
actually been
someone.
invested in is Mario World. Which should really say something about my broken
You guys can
taste.
stay alive by believing in me.
Are you telling us to believe in you and sacrifice you?
I'm sorry.
Chiaki!
Monami. I'm sorry too. You're probably
still only at
gonna
2.5
get
hours,
scolded
though,
by a lot of different people for this.
Still... That's a weird thing to say. Still relatively short for a trial,
still,
especially a 5th trial.
I want to protect everyone by any means. And I'm happy that I'm able to do that.
It's not up to me to decide whether that's
I was
right
gonna
or
come up with
wrong.
an Ace Attorney equivalent, but it only
However,
hit me
I
that
believe
there's
it's
a
truly
pretty good
amazing that
parallel
you
to
were
be
able
drawn
to
with something
think
that's a
like
spoiler.
that.
So I'll hold off.
Okay.
We could even call
Yeah.
it a miracle.
You know what it is, Tess, but I don't want to spoil it for anyone in the chat.
I only half heard the description, so... I'll hear it when I watch the archive back.
Hey, what have you two been talking about?
Oh,
Everyone's
is it...
jaws are dropping, you know?
Is it that one that Luca's gonna come to soon, but not yet?
Yeah, give her a little while.
Okay.
She'll get there.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I know
It's the one that hits me, and
voting
it's
time,
probably the
right?
same feelings I'm getting from this right now.
Hey, Chiaki.
You
Oh, I'm
don't
so
have
glad
to
you know what I'm
worry.
talking about, Tess.
Believe in me and cast your vote.
Damn it! Why did it end up like this?
It's voting time. 95 because I kept bumping into things. 94 for some reasons. 93, that was probably that one time with the thing. And yet that was still an A. Well, I mean, to be fair, 100 out of 100 on everything apart from 3 sections. I'm like, that doesn't deserve a good grade. That just shows so much about my childhood.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we still in trial mode, like, in terms of the text boxes? It's just racist. Like, it reminds me of a Tumblr post where someone, like, I think it was a text conversation that had posted, where someone had, that they'd referred to something as homo-racist. Do you mean homophobic?
Oh! I mean, what would be the product of that? Yeah, I just don't like any of them Asian gays. Like, what does that even...
It's just they'd forgotten the word for homophobic. Oh, here comes the vote. It's voting time, here come the votes. Look at those breasts. Oh, Chiaki, that looks more like that hair is just not the right colour. It needs to be bleachier. Why all rise at the end of the trial? And so here we are in Black City, by the way. Pooped! Dear, oh dear.
Damn it!
It's dumb in the best possible
Damn
way.
it.
That bastard managed to pull it off, oh dear.
Congratulations, everyone.
Oh.
Damn it.
Damn it!
I kind of like this idea, because I still really
I'm
liked
sorry I
Nagito,
didn't
but the
tell
fact
you
that he
guys.
set up such a garbage way to go out. It's fucking the best way you could turn him into a villain.
And that it still worked as well, without a
That
hitch.
is...
Well, yes. This means that Nagito never once had comeuppance for everything we didn't
sorry.
like about him. Every other person who has done wrong has in some way lost. Nagito won all the way through. That's like some really dark shit.
Despair.
Well...
I love how she says because. Like the C-U-Z. Zed. Fuck.
She's sort of like, this kind of reminds me of, I'm only saying this because I was watching Attacking Toucans' stream archive of Thousand Year Door, but she's sort of acted kind of like Tech at the end of chapter 4 in that game, where it's like, I'm not going to tell you anything. Here are some multiple choice answers that may be the things I'm not allowed to tell you.
Why?
Well...
Which means she's thinking like a computer, which either means she's the ultimate gamer, or she's a computer, or both.
I'm sorry. That is...
Oh, Chiaki. Chiaki cheese. Precious cinnamon child with the bleach and the peach.
Yeah. Like...
And they're even acknowledging that Nagito won. Unless...
Unless Nagito was intending for us all to die.
Apart from Chiaki. In which case, that's his comeuppance.
Oh, God.
Indeed.
Boom. Called it. Again. Fuck. Literally rubber penis between my titties because fuck. That's a strange thing to say at 12 at night with other people in the house.
Are
Hardly.
you serious? Huh?
Hardly. Get it?
Nope. Well?
Chucky.
Why was I expecting that voice line to be Chipotle?
Perhaps.
Excused me?
Hey, come on now.
Totally ripping off Teruto.
I can't lose.
Oh, snap, son!
Alright, circle of life.
I will no longer let you do
At
as you
first,
please.
I thought that was some kind of humping, but is it just... Please tell me she's hugging him.
Stupid! Stop! What are you doing?
As they say, we shall die together.
That worked. Oh! Oh, well, okay then.
You say?
Huh?
No, no!
Like I said, that worked.
I can't lose.
Oh.
If I don't beat you, nobody can live in peace.
Stop it, I say! I'm sorry, I lose! Forgive me!
I mean, we did see a whole load of spare bonomies in her house, so...
Hey, hey. I won't forgive you. I won't let you. Hey, hey.
Why am I even watching this? What the?
Ooh,
What is this?
How exciting!
That is a lot of bears.
What?
Hey!
Too bad.
So they aren't just plushies then. Fair enough.
That's wrong!
Damn it!
Hey,
Good lord.
Could it be?
Hey!
Interesting choice of words, Kazuichi.
Hey!
In the end, even if Monami risks her life or does whatever, it doesn't matter to my army
No.
of 10 to the power of 60 strong! There's no value in that life you're risking. So how about this? This overwhelming despair! Does it make you dizzy from excitement? What's this?
Just 10. How many did she have to begin with?
I can't lose!
It's okay, Monami. Well, let's believe in them.
She's resigning herself to execution? Surely not.
Damn it.
Please listen.
Thank you, Sonia. I established that a while ago.
Like... This is bad.
But what if you're not caught in the crossfire? What if you're part of one and then trying to be inducted into the other?
Yahoo! Shing!
I'm sorry.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
That was the first crash we've had in a while. Well, not crash, but like momentary freezulation.
Special bleeding service.
Oh, and Monami is going to be executed too, apparently.
What? Oh no.
2 for the price of 1.
Sorry.
That is...
You guys, I'm sorry for lying to you.
Dear, oh dear.
I'm sorry. I couldn't protect you to the very end.
Just one last time, let me say something that makes me sound like a teacher. There's no need to be a hero. You don't have to force yourself just to make people acknowledge you.
Yeah, Nagito.
When you do that, you end up blaming yourself, blaming other people, and feeling jealous of everyone. But still, it doesn't have to be like that. Even if people don't acknowledge you, you just have to be someone that you can be proud of. 'Cause you yourself are your biggest supporter.
And also your own worst enemy, so, you know, double-edged sword, but hey-ho.
If you can learn to love yourself, that love will continue to support you for the rest of your life. Love, love.
Bye, everyone.
Oh, Jackie, you got the peach-colored background going on.
It's okay. A shining future will always be waiting for you. It's true. It's absolutely true. 'Cause I know.
Bye-bye. Please don't forget about your teacher.
You could at least you could drop some more truth bombs on us before you go.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time.
Good. Oh, here comes a special one. Oh,
Oh boy.
Monami's even on the... I was being dragged by the hair. You too, Monami. That was good animation. What? Hey, we've got the lyrics again. Good music. Music is happening. Jackie gives no shits. Monomi does. Quite a bit. And all the others are Space Invaders. And also a classroom. Tank. Hello, Tank. Okay, Space Invaders, fair enough. Makes sense, I can live with that. Please insert coin. A good name. Yeah, that is kind of how a tank would work, to be fair. Well. Chucky growing impatient. We out of here. Oh, Pac-Man! Oh, multiple games! I'm okay with this! And the fact that there's exits as well, that's just taunting her, that's... glass. Dear oh dear. This is... brutal. Lights. Oh. Oh. There it is! Fucking hell. Start platforming or you'll die, except that there are tall blocks. Okay, nope, you're boned. Also kind of weirdly symbolic as well, that the face of the Future Foundation in this game dies in basically the same way as Junko in the first game. Rip. Oh. Right down to the actual Tetris as well. Rip in pieces. Ripperoni. Fitting because she was a gamer. They could have gone on for longer though. They could have had a couple more game references in there. Though I like how for copyright reasons they didn't give a full view of the Pac-Man robot. Ah, my throb is chesting.
Believe it! What? Phew.
Good grief. Also, do babies shit during class trials? Apparently not. Well, I shall reward its patience with some coconut. Except... oh no, I can. For some reason I didn't think I could. Yes, my child, clap for me. Good.
Hey! I shall now present.
This is worrying. This... I'm suspicious already. I'm a very suspicious supermarket. It's weird how suspicious means two completely opposing things.
Huh?
Are you planning to make violence again with the sports?
Stupid fool!
Hey, Minimaru's back.
Hey, No.
Well, that's just flavors of all kind of worry. Toilet bubbles. Those are a thing.
Hey,
I'm surprised it's never been acknowledged before.
Hey.
Yep. Shing!
Good lord. Well, that sure was a trial. But still, that was still less than 3 hours, though. Oh, I missed 4 Monokumas and they're all in the first 2 chapters. Rip in peace. I feel like most people would have it go that way. Because, like, people wouldn't really get into the swing of looking for them until about chapter 3 or 4. He had a duvet day, isn't that precious? Wait, hang on, that means there's 1 day left until the end of the day now. Oh. This raises so many questions. You say everything so emphatically, like it could be even more everything than everything.
Or it could just be the simulation.
The talk is clicking. A fun dream. Dawn of the final day. And we're still going, so this is still chapter 5 somehow. Do they keep going about, oh hey, U5 survived, U5 win, so Akane, Fuyuhiko, Sonya, Kazuichi, and Hajime. Was that... I think, yeah, because everyone who died in accordance with my prediction, so yeah, I was right. Cool.
Oh my god, Tess.
What are the odds of that? Predicting not only which 5, but that it would be 5. Assuming no one dies in chapter 6.
Or just the fact that we're even left here anyway.
Good?
Oh my god, Tess!
Heather.
Did I mention at some point it was gonna get funny again?
See?
It was bad and then it was funny. Oh shit!
Well?
Oh shit!
Yep.
Where did she even... I don't suppose by any chance. Okay.
Wait.
I want to check all of these now. That was a...
Wait a minute. Hajime's not even gonna respond to the fact that a dead girl just spoke to him. Ah! Ah!
Good. What about Husbando?
Oh my god.
Okay, Husbando's is the best. And Fuyuhiko and Kazuichi are both still alive. No, don't take me away from this. Does Chucky have a death message? Oh, good. Because things are glitching out, and one of my first... I think... Was it my first prediction is this whole game takes place in the Matrix?
Yep!
So
well, I'm the one who came up with Matrix. You initially said, what if this is all a dream? And I said, it's too glitchy for that. And you said, well, what if it's like virtual reality? And I said, you mean like the Matrix? And then I just kind of ran with the Matrix title, but oh my fuck, Tess!
Well, I remember making reference to it being something simulated because there were those glitchy screen effects right at the beginning.
That's right!
That's where I got the computer
simulation was the word you used.
And of course, I'm just drawing it out by checking all of the pastries. Okay, but just for... This isn't going to glitch out as well, is it? Okay, good. So it is just the ones that aren't supposed to be here that are... And they can. Good. It's a bit jazz punk, but... Okay, well... I mean, it's not fully confirmed. I could just do laps around the pool until I level up again, or until my child grows up again. I mean, it's so close to level 59. I am the ultimate clairvoyant. I am the true one. Take your sea urchin hair and climb into a yacht. I'm gonna keep doing circles until laps until I get level 59. Just because it's that close, I might as well. Just while we cool off after this. I'm glad I checked Byakuya's door just on a whim, just because like Chiaki was there, so I thought, well, she's dead. How about the others? And Byakuya just happened to be next door. Well, I should say ultimate imposter, to give them their true title. Okay. What is so fuck then? I was just working with Gundam's hamsters.
Listen well.
Thank you.
Huh?
Damn right.
Can we have more glitchy fuckery, please? It's fun.
Oh my god.
So in fact, he did want Shaggy to survive at the expense of everyone else. Which, again, brings his motives into question, because that would imply that because he wants to eradicate despair, that would mean that the survivors of that trial, who aren't the traitor, represent despair.
Hey, hey!
Oh, good.
How unfortunate. Now then.
Here, oh dear. Oh. Good. And the fact that... Oh, protagonist. The fact that he says this world as well makes it sound like it's... Check the web for details. Huh. I'm trying to understand the gibberish, and I'm seeing bits, and I'm understanding most of it, but it doesn't sound like a sentence.
Now then.
Oh, he fit the praying dude in there.
Well...
I mean, at this rate, it wouldn't surprise me if that shitty off-the-cuff bullshit prediction was right about that too. Yep. 11037. Is there anything I've not fucking guessed in this game?
No.
Erect.
No. Mainly because I've been prompting you to predict literally everything, and everything's been right so far.
Well, clearly we're going to need to go even hammer in the third game. Yeah, thank you, Myuu. Can you go back to being dead? Thank you, Wendy.
So is no one even responding to the glitchy shit?
It would seem not. Oh good, the screen transitions don't work now either. Or just warp straight to the middle, yeah that works too. Oh, it's sneering. Oh, we've gone straight to the second island as well. I thought we were in the central island for some reason. That's not a place. Take me there anyway.
Oh shit, son.
I was hoping it'd be glitchy. Well, if that's the case, then what I should do on the very first stream of that game is write down my predictions for every single murder and culprit. But the problem is, if my bullshit luck pulls through and I'm right on every single one, then it will look like I cheated. But with me,
it looks like you cheated either way. I frankly would just... Oh my god. It's snowing on Mount Fuji. It's red sky, tropical, fucking...
As I've said before,
pussy.
If I was faking this, I would have stopped by now because... I mean, Heather finds it hilarious, but... Like, there would be
No, I find it hilarious because I know you're not trying.
Because If I were faking it, all appeal in faking it would have died by now, and yet I keep predicting. So, V3 will either be my saving grace or my magnum opus.
You are a boy, Rex. I'm gonna do it!
Oh!
Thanks.
Oh my fuck, even in death, Terror.
Dumbass!
Young master for Yuhiko.
This is your leader's order.
Good. Thank you, Ibuki, we needed that.
What? In the name of my family.
Hajime.
Well, that was necessary.
It's gonna be fine.
But if this really is the password, either an astronomically crazy coincidence, or it says a lot about who made that password. Which would imply that the Future Foundation might consist of the survivors of the previous Killing game. Which might be why...
You've also mentioned that before.
Which might be why the Ultimate Imposter was impersonating Byakuya specifically.
What did that translate to, by the way? 11037, letter-wise. Could that have translated to anything, given what we had?
Not... Well, unless you knew it was Leon from the previous game, I don't think it has any other meaning.
Is this a trial ground? But why am I at a trial ground?
It sure looks like a trial.
Oh my
ground,
god.
but
Tess, you've never seen The Matrix, right?
No, I've never seen
I'm
that.
immediately reminded of a fucking thing from...
By the way...
I believe it's Matrix 2. I think his name is the Architect. And his room is designed a hell of a lot like this. So I think the reference is intentional.
What? Hmm? Everyone?
Good graphics. Very good graphics. Are we gonna have a moment? Oh. Oh yeah. The timer. I should probably cover this up. Just because you know what YouTube's like. They're sort of dumbfounded by the countdown stopping. Or going. Finishing. Ending. Doing its thing. Yep, that's some glitchy ass shit. Some glitchy ass shit. Stage clear? So... good? Yay? Yeah, that is spelled right, right? Yeah, okay. So... and hey, I got an achievement as well. Abandon all hope. Well. Chapter 0. Again, this looks like a thing that they might try to claim.
Oh my god, I just realized. Tess. You predicted this in your own little Danganronpa thing.
How so?
You did this.
What did I do?
Because the glitching out, the glitching out and the messing up.
She knows.
Oh my god. She knows. She knows. She knows. Oh my god, Tess, how did you do this?
Lion crystal ball. You know, as a show of solidarity.
Yes.
Hang on, how does YouTube even work?
There. Thank you.
As we were. Oh, I actually moved the game off screen in order to do that. Good. I'm gonna go until I'm... Like, I know I was just allowed to save, but... I guess we can watch this again in the next stream, so it's fine. Oh, hey there, Nagito. Do you like ships? Because you will be shipped with Hajime. Yes, sometimes I comment. Hmm. Oh. Where is this going?
Question mark is Makoto, right?
I mean, that's... It's either Hajime, Makoto, Junko, or some other, like, kind of. Hmm. Oh. Of course it's ELP. Plot twist. That is a hand.
What?
Oh dear. Oh dear. I mean, that makes sense. So, Nagito aligns himself in opposition to Junko, and yet he has her hand. Hmm. Wow. Savage. Oh good, yes, we cleared chapter 0. And only in 3 hours. What a long chapter, wow. Okay, good, now I can... Okay, that being the case, I'm going to be the dickest dick on the continent. Save there. And quit there. So we'll resume in the next stream because I am the universe. I would say, you know, in response to why is the hand so well preserved, either it's what survived of Mukuro's body being passed off as Junko, or she wasn't completely crushed. Or something else, I don't know. Like, we're straying into territory that even I, as the ultimate clairvoyant, can't predict. Bearing in mind, I predicted everything. Which... just... That being the case, though, I really do want to forge ahead and actually make my sort of Danganronpa game. The only problem is, like, I used the exact layout of the school from the first game as the setting. Is that bad? Would I be able to use that? I mean, it'd be a fan game either way, because it takes a Danganronpa format, and it sort of relies upon Monokuma's existence to function, so... I don't know, I'll find a way of making it happen somehow. And I'm sure Heather will help me.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, I will need the assistance of several of my closest friends in order to voice, because all of the characters are people that I know, apart from one, who is a friend of a friend who I'd like to be friends with, but have no reason for becoming her friend, so, you know. I'll be wrong somewhere. With an... I don't know, I'm particular. Anyway, this was a short trial, but this... I have a lot of feelings, and I'm going to digest them because it is 1:45 in the morning. How the fuck did it get so late? So for now, I have been and will continue to be Tessellating Hexagons, the ultimate clairvoyant. Heather's been my guest.
I get off on this shit.
Meow. She's a cow, I'm a lion, I can see the future. Thank you, Heartbeat, for sticking through the entire stream, and the 3 other people that YouTube reckons are watching right now. One of those might be me, because I have an alt account to monitor the chat, so I don't get the, like the, oh, so-and-so said a bad word, do you want to put this in the stream, being broadcast into the stream. I forget how I started the sentence, but anyway, this has been a good stream. Thank you all for watching, and join us next time, which, tomorrow, Monday, sometime soon. We'll see how this all ends.
My everything hurts so good right now.
Yeah. Well, thanks for watching, and see you at some other point in the schedules of our daily lives. We enjoy this delicious, tasty banana. ELP.